All right, we're here, baby. Let's go. Let's do this. Time for some more Bezos ball. You already know what's going down. Look at that. I have already got the stream up, it looks like. Kind of. Says it's upcoming on my phone. There we go. This is going to be the quickest link send of all time. I promise y'all. Look at this. I'm very happy I don't have to work tonight so we can do this. I'm very excited for another Dr. Pigskin watch party. Once again, welcome to the stream. If you guys are just joining, or maybe you're watching this recording back later, I don't know. Maybe you are. Maybe you just want to see my thoughts on this game. I don't blame you, man. I mean, hey. But if you're in the chat, come say hi. I will be checking chat here in a second. I'm just doing the usual kill time while I copy link and send out. And then we're going to get this thing rocking and rolling. We're going to dive right into some prize picks talk because we might need some financial incentive to stay invested in this game. That's maybe a little teaser of how I think this game might go. Giants 49ers tonight. I gotta say, I am excited. It's always fun when there's football on. You wait so long for football to come around, and then finally the season is here. We've got Derek77 in here. Welcome to the stream, Derek. How you doing? Beautiful Thursday night. Beautiful night for some football. Got the George Kittle jersey on tonight. I do love me some George Kittle. But yeah, we're just watching along. I've got the game up on my smaller TV, which I moved inside. It's up to the left. And we're going to jump right in. Jack is in here. What's going on, Jack? He says, what's up? Matt Canada needs to be fired ASAP, but go Steelers. Hey, how about a big win for the Steelers on Monday night, huh? I might have to agree with you that, though, and I think a lot of the Steelers fans in the stands would also agree with you. There was some Fire Canada chants going on down there, but yeah, the offense is looking a little interesting right now in Pittsburgh, but you know what? That's the Mike Tomlin way. They just find ways to win, and that defense, man, oh, baby. That defense is looking pretty awesome right now. We'll have some more people filing in here. We've got 5 in here now. Welcome to the stream, as always, for those of you that are joining. We're going to place probably one bet on this game here tonight, and I've got one that I already feel really good about. Really, the question for me is, who am I going to pair with Elijah Mitchell? So, you might be thinking, Doctor, Elijah Mitchell? That's an interesting guy to, start off with, right? Why Elijah Mitchell? Well, so the reason I say that, Christian McCaffrey has been great these first few weeks, right? He leads the NFL in rushing yards. He leads the NFL in carries. And I believe, I'll have to fact check this, but I read this somewhere. But I believe he played every single snap of their game on Sunday against the Rams, which I do love me some Christian McCaffrey. But man, a guy that has the injury history like that, and considering how they used him last year where they kind of split carries a little bit with Elijah Mitchell, it was just very interesting to see Elijah Mitchell not see the field last week. And Kyle Shanahan talked about in his press conference, he wants to get Mitchell more involved. Coming off a short week with a guy like McCaffrey who's taken a lot of the load over these first 2 weeks, now they're on a short week, right? They have only 4 days to get ready for this. I think it could be a blowout with the Niners winning big. I could see Elijah Mitchell getting a fair amount of carries, especially late in the game. So I really like the over on 30.5 rushing yards here. I could see Elijah Mitchell maybe getting 10 carries in this game. So, and if you get 10 carries on the 49ers and you're in the NFL, you should get 31 rushing yards. And he's not a bad back. But yeah, he and CMC split a lot. CMC's been taking a lot of the load so far. They've got a bit of an easier matchup tonight on a short week. I think they're going to roll with Mitchell a little bit more in this one. Henry's in here, says, hey, what's up, Doctor? What's going on, Henry? Welcome to the stream, as always. Beautiful Thursday night for some football. Looks like we've got the Giants about ready to come out on the field right now. But yeah, we're getting one prize pick slip in, and then I think we're going to preview this matchup with the minutes we have remaining. We're kind of bouncing back and forth right now, and then, hey, in 11 minutes, we're going to be playing some football here. I got the timer going right now, but hope you're doing well, man. How about those Falcons, huh? 2-0. You guys continue to make me look foolish for having the Panthers winning the division. I'll say that. Caden says, I'm going to disagree only because I picked the over on CMC. Hey, he could get his too. I mean, this could be a situation where like CMC gets 16 carries and that's enough. When you look at Christian McCaffrey, and I'll pull it up here. I looked at this earlier. But Christian McCaffrey last season with the Niners had only 20 or more carries once. He's already done that twice this year. With how the Niners run their offense, I hope that they maybe limit him a little bit in a spot like this today. But we got to hurry up and find a guy to pair Elijah Mitchell with. I've been leaning Daniel Jones rushing yards too. Andrew Whitworth was talking about it during the pregame show, but even before he said that, I was kind of thinking about that. Because Daniel Jones, first of all, excellent running quarterback, as we see. He's crushed the over for the most part. But also, no Saquon. Against a good defense, you might think, man, like against this Niners defense, is Daniel Jones going to be able to run the ball well? He kind of might have to. I could see him scrambling a lot when it's like third and hopeless and they just need to pick up some yards or something. I think I am going to go Daniel Jones. That's what my gut was saying earlier. I wanted to put it down because I was scared the line was going to go up, and I think it actually did because it was at like 38.5. Also, it's calculating payout. I know what it is. Just let me get it in quick. Uh-oh, I don't like this. I might have to do it on my phone. No, we're good. Okay. So here's the pick for the game. We didn't do prize picks last week, but we're going to go with Daniel Jones and Elijah Mitchell. It's a bit of a weird pairing, but that's what we're going to rock with. I'll check chat, and then we will quick preview this matchup. I don't know how much there is to say. I mean, we'll see how the game goes, but I'm not expecting... we'll see. I'm not expecting the closest game, but Caden says that's what I took. He hit over 37 both games. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, Daniel Jones can move. As a Vikings fan, I would know because he carved up our defense in the playoffs with his legs. Now, he can move a little bit. He had a nice rushing touchdown last week against the Cardinals. And again, with CMC out, or not CMC, with Saquon out, they might have to have him run a little bit. So, but anyways, Giants, 49ers. All right, the line is set at 10.5, and I think the Niners might cover. I don't know how much you guys have been paying attention to the injury report, but it is looking rough right now for the Giants. They are not only missing Saquon Barkley, they are also missing star left tackle Andrew Thomas, which is a problem when you're going up against a defense that has Nick Bosa. I'm going to be honest, I don't know who that is. But also no Azeez Ojulari, too. Like, this is a team that's missing some talent right now. And, you know, week one, I think we can all kind of agree was just weird. The weather was weird. Dallas is really good. Might have just been a perfect storm. They had a scary game against the Cardinals last week. And they, to their credit, they came back, right? They were down, 21? They came back. The offense looked really good in the second half. What kind of concerns me about the Giants, though, is the defense, which is actually something that I was a little excited about going into this year. I really liked their front four, their pass rush, and it hasn't really been there this year. I don't think the Giants have gotten a sack yet this season, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to double check, but no sacks last week. I don't think they got a sack the week before. That is not ideal for a team who's built to try and get after the quarterback with how much they blitz with their defensive coordinator, with how much they've put into this defensive line. No sacks. And again, it's only 2 weeks, but yeah. Oh, okay. Wait, no, that's the Cowboys. Yeah, no sacks. No sacks for the Giants so far. That's not ideal. That is not ideal. And they're going up against what might be the best team in the NFL. I do kind of feel bad for the Giants. They've gone up against maybe 2 of the 3 best teams in the NFC, maybe even in the NFL, in a 3-week span. Now, they had the Cardinals sandwiched in there in the middle, but man, what a brutal stretch to open out the season. If the Giants can put up a fight tonight, like if they can be down by like 10 or fewer by halftime, I think you feel pretty good. I think they might get blown out. I really do. We are due for a Thursday night blowout. We had a close game last week when I thought maybe there was going to be a blowout. And obviously the opening game was close. It came down to the wire. But I think we might be seeing a 49ers masterclass tonight. We'll see, though. Hey, that's why they play the games. But the Niners have some injuries, too. No Brandon Ayuk. I guess that's the only notable one. Everyone else is kind of like depth pieces or backups. But no Brandon Ayuk for the 49ers. That's something. Maybe that'll help the Elijah Mitchell cause a little bit. But for as much as I've talked about how this game might be a blowout, the Niners, they crushed the Steelers week 1. They beat the Rams week 2, which was a close game, right? The Rams kicked that field goal to cover the spread and make it a 7-point game. But this was a close game throughout most of it. The Niners didn't really pull away till the fourth quarter. They had a lot of bounces go their way. Rams kind of hung in there. Sunday morning, we're going to talk about the Rams a little bit because they've got a big game coming up on Monday, but I think I'm going to save that for Sunday morning. I'm excited for that Monday night game. It's Rams-Bengals, and I have a take. But we'll see. They're showing the Golden Gate Bridge right now. We're about to start. We got 4 people in here right now. Thank y'all for tuning in, of course. I know it's probably not as fun when I'm just sitting here talking to the screen right now, but we'll have the game going soon. I'm sure there'll be not as many people in here as last week. Shout out Tom Grossi coming and raiding my stream. That was pretty awesome. Pretty crazy, but I think we're going to switch back to the full screen for me now. I've kind of said my piece. For any of you, the guys that are new, no, I'm not going to show the game up on my screen because copyright, and I really do not want this stream getting taken down. I don't want my channel getting in trouble. Eventually, I'm going to buy a Stream Deck, and we can have a graphic where it'll show like maybe a score bug and who has the ball down and distance so people can know what play I'm watching. But I also feel like if you're just listening somewhat closely, you understand there's a bit of a delay. Like you'll see the play and then you'll probably hear me talk about it. And that's kind of the beauty of this, right? So, I will say too, like I'm wearing the Niners jersey. I'm not rooting for the Niners per se. I definitely enjoy myself some good 49ers football. But like I'm not a Niners fan, obviously. Like as lame as this sounds, like I just want a good game. I would love for this to be a close game. When I did my stream, like, to preview the season, I actually had the Giants winning in an upset. Well, I've maybe soured on the Giants a little bit after what I've seen the first 2 weeks, but again, it's possible. I see we have a message retracted here. I don't know if Derek is still in here or not, but anyways, I had nothing to do with that. I don't know. YouTube just does that sometimes, maybe. I don't know. But I don't have any settings. Like if you want to call me like the biggest loser in the world, you could. You'd hurt my feelings, but you could. Anyways, they're showing a commercial right now. We're like 2 minutes away from kickoff. Maybe some more people will get in here. If not, we've got a solid group of 3 going right now. If you're in here, you haven't said hi yet, say hi. Introduce yourself. Maybe if you're new, I'll say hi back. I'm a nice guy, I promise. But yeah, man, we're watching football. We got 4 in here now. We're cooking. Yeah, I don't know what else to say right now. We'll dive more into this. I will say the Giants missing Saquon is a big deal. I might feel a little bit better about the Giants if they had Saquon. He is not only their best player, I think he's their most important player. He is one of the few workhorse backs left where he's the kind of guy that you want to get like 320 carries. He's also going to catch like 50, 60 passes. He's such a threat in the receiving game. But on top of all that, what Saquon does for this Giants offense, his gravity really opens up 2 of the things that they do best, in my opinion, 2 of the staples of this Brian Daboll offense, and that's play action and read options. So what I mean by gravity, if you guys are hoop heads, you might know, like you might hear people talk about like Steph Curry's gravity, right? A good shooter, they have gravity. They pull the defense toward them. They space the floor a little bit, open things up in the paint. Well, with Saquon, right, his gravity Obviously, it's pretty self-explanatory on play action. If you have Saquon in the backfield, you fake the handoff. The defense has to respect it. But also with the read options, right? If you go back and you watch that Daniel Jones touchdown run I was talking about against the Cardinals, opened up the second half, right? They had a 3-play drive. It was exactly what the Giants needed, opening up the second half. They were in a hole. They hit a big play to Jalen Hyatt. Jones hits Waller. And then the third play was a Daniel Jones touchdown run on a read option. He acts like he's giving it to Saquon. And if you look at the defense's heads, right, as soon as he sticks the ball out for Saquon, the whole defense just turns their eyes towards Saquon. Everyone is facing him. Everyone has to respect Saquon getting the ball. But that's tough because Daniel Jones is pretty good as a runner. He's the kind of guy you feel good if you get him out in space. As soon as he pulled that ball back, it was a touchdown. He could have walked in. It was easy. Piece of cake. So I think the Giants are going to miss that a lot because Brian Daboll runs a lot of play action and they do a lot of those designed quarterback runs with Daniel Jones. And I just don't know that those are going to be as effective with Saquon on the sideline, which they're showing him in street clothes right now, chewing some gum. That is a rough injury report for the Giants. What's up, Pear Champ? Says, hey, how's it going? Glad to catch your stream again. Welcome to the stream, man. We're watching Giants 49ers, as you can tell. We were just breaking down Saquon, what he means to this Giants offense, and why the Giants might be screwed without him. But we'll see. This game, Saquon is like the ultimate example of like why good running backs still do kind of matter. And if there's one team that like should pay a running back, like the Giants are up there because, I'm glad he got some money. But man, like he just does so much for this team. All right, let's do this. It's kickoff time. Graham Gano about to boot it away. Niners get the ball first, and they're rocking the sweet throwback unis. Hey, I've got the white one on, the Kittle. They've got the reds. Those uniforms are beautiful. Those are some of my favorite uniforms in the whole league. Here comes Brock Purdy. Kind of a rough game for him last week. He missed some throws. I talked up Brock Purdy after week 1. I still kind of like him. I don't like him as much as Tony Gonzalez. I don't know if any of you guys watched the pregame show, but he said Brock Purdy was going to be a top 5 quarterback in a few years. I don't know about that, man, but I do like some Brock Purdy. I think he can be like top half, and in this Niners offense, that's pretty good. They're going to send in use check in motion to start. Look at that, CMC to start things off. Man, he has been cooking. I am a little surprised with just how much work CMC has got the first 2 weeks. He and Elijah Mitchell really did just like split time last year. It was like maybe 60-40, but still. And again, with his injury history, like I just hold my breath. Obviously, it's awesome seeing McCaffrey get all that work. It's fun, right? As a fan of football, I enjoy it, but it's a little worrisome. But we'll see. First carry goes for 4 yards, though. Good start for him. Leading rusher in the NFL. Oh, this is a fun formation. They got pistol going here. McCaffrey still out there. Oh, Brock behind him to Debo. All right. Quick 3rd down and 5. Not bad for the Giants so far. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of those short, quick passes today. Even though the Giants' pass rush hasn't quite been what I would like it to be, that is kind of the recipe against this team, is those short, quick passes. If you go back and you watch that Cardinals game last week, they were dinking and dunking. They were getting the ball out quick. All right, 3rd down and 5. If the Giants could get a 3 and out, that's a great start for them. Look at that. They're getting the ball out quick. Wide open Debo, 1st down. Breaks a tackle after the catch. That's Debo Samuel, baby. 1st down. All right. 14 yards for Debo. Again, no Ayuk. Debo going against Deonte Banks, the rookie. Free release. Oh, he just played off of him. But yeah, they're going to get that ball out quick. Giants defense likes to blitz a lot. And even though I kind of came at their pass rush a little bit, it's not Dexter Lawrence's fault. He's still getting pressure. He hasn't gotten a sack yet. He's not the problem. Go watch Dexter Lawrence on this play going up against the center. Big 97. Fake it to Debo here. Purdy with time. And, oh, Kittle has to play defense there. Man, he floated that one. All right, I'm curious to see if they'll show a replay or not. How open was Kittle on that play? Good play design. right? They're going to send Debo in motion. You have to respect him in the backfield. They fake it to him. It's there. Kittle's open. He has the other guy open too. He just kind of floats it. Look at that. Kittle just has to swat it away. Oh, man. We got Gabe in here now. Sorry I'm late. Live streaming Rondé Barber documentary premiere. Oh, let's go. Go Bucks. So we've got another big run for McCaffrey here. Breaking tackles. First down. The Jersey matchup is so easy on the eyes. Yeah, it really is, man. You know what would have been even better? Oh, if the Giants pulled out their throwbacks too. I've been saying for years, man, Thursday Night Football, instead of Color Rush, we need Throwback Thursday. Every team pulls out a throwback on Thursday night. Could you imagine those sweet Giants white throwbacks going up against the 49ers cherry red throwbacks? Oh, or is it maroon? I don't know my colors too well, but also I'm pretty sure the Niners have sent a man in motion every snap so far. That's just what they do. Another carry for McCaffrey. But welcome to the stream, Gabe. Hope that Rondé Barber documentary is going well. I'm assuming premiere, like, is it like a premiere on YouTube right now? Like they like set it to go live at like 8? Is that why you're hanging with Rondé Barber earlier? Yeah, no big deal. We got someone that hangs out with Rondé Barber in this stream. Pro Football Hall of Famer. Look at that. McCaffrey's on the sideline now. Is that Elijah Mitchell? Let's go, baby. Let's go. We have got the over on Elijah Mitchell yards. They're going to fake it to him. Purdy can't escape. Oh, no. There's Kayvon Thibodeau. However you say his name. Hitting the robot. Hey, it's better than a snow angel, am I right? CMC is eating up yards like it's nothing. Yeah, that's what good running backs and a good offense do, man. I am really impressed with how he's been as a runner. Like, I've always thought that, like, CMC was, like, a really good runner. But he seems to just look different with the ball in his hands this year. He looks tougher between the tackles. He looks harder to bring down. It's fun to watch. 3rd and 8. Can the Giants get a stop here? Look at that. Debo out in motion again. Oh, nice throw over the middle. There's Jennings. All right, Juwan Jennings, big hitter, 24 yards. Oh, you're monitoring the stream. Interesting. So are you like the moderator then? Do you have like the wrench by your name? You like kick people out if they say bad stuff? Like the Buccaneers shouldn't have won week 1? All right. Niners picking up a few big 3rd downs early. Good to see Jennings involved. He's a pretty good 3rd option. As a wide receiver, I guess. I mean, like, you also have Kittle, Juszczyk, and McCaffrey. If you really want to get technical, he's probably like the 6th option in this offense. They're going to fake the screen to Juszczyk there, set it up for McCaffrey. Oh, man. Maybe their idea of getting Mitchell more involved is getting him out on the field like once a drive. We'll see. I think my best bet might just be like the blowout route. We'll see about that, but man. You know, I advised against picking Christian McCaffrey high in fantasy this year. Maybe not. If I would have known he was going to get the workload like this, where he's just getting the ball every play, yeah, why wouldn't you? Look at that. There it is again. About a yard there. See, that's the kind of run I'm talking about, though, with Christian McCaffrey. Like, he's a bit of a smaller guy, right? He doesn't have the profile of a big back. Even though that's only 1 yard, like, it's just always good to see a back falling forward. Just get that 1 yard. It is a game of inches, as they say, right? 3rd and 1 is better than 3rd and 2. But this might be 4-down territory here. They're probably going to pick it up here, though. Yeah, look at that. Purdy easy on the sneak. We saw Purdy sneak last week against the Rams. That was a gutsy play call, but I liked it. Instead of going for the field goal, they went for the touchdown. That was a fun game. I don't know if any of you guys watched the Niners-Rams game. That was the game I had on. That was a fun game. It's always fun when it's Shanahan versus McVay. That is football right there. Divisional rivalry. But we got a fresh set of downs now here for the Niners. Taking up a decent amount of clock here on this first drive, too. All right, let's see what they've got here. Pistol formation again. Fake to McCaffrey. All sorts of time. Oh, Purdy. He's looking a little off right now. He's had a few nice throws, but that's his second miss. Might have not been much there, but man. I don't know. Maybe he has the yips right now, or maybe the other shoe is dropping. I mean, I think we can all recognize that like some of this Purdy run is just like Shanahan's offense and just having like an incredible like the Justice League for like skill position players, but he's missing the easy stuff right now too. I don't know. 2nd and 10. Ooh, dangerous throw. You know, these Giants DBs, they've made some tight windows. That was some pretty good coverage. That would have been a tough completion right there. He's going to Debo again. Yeah, good play. Good play by the defense. Just clean, solid football right there. Look at that. There's big Dexter Lawrence. That's what I'm talking about. Man, he had, 70 pressures as a nose tackle last year? Like, that is just insane. That is far and away the most in the league for a nose tackle. Giants showing blitz now here. 3rd down and 10. Can they force 3? Here comes the pressure. Purdy falling back. Oh, it's nearly intercepted. Going for Debo again. Good coverage by Banks there. Man, they've been going to Debo a lot early. And they've only got, I think it's 4 targets, 1 catch? Or maybe it's 1 catch on 3 targets. But look at this pressure by the Giants. Is that Isaiah Simmons out there? Yes, it is. Oh, look at that. That's why they got him. A blitz specialist. Just blitz him up the middle. CMC can't do much there. Just a good job to like cut him down. But Purdy falling away. That's a dangerous throw. You do not want to make that throw. That could have been intercepted. Whew. All right. Well, hey, that's a win for the Giants defense. To hold them to 3 there after a few big plays early. Everyone's expecting you to get walloped tonight. Pretty good drive here for the Giants defense. They force 3. Niners take a lot of time off the clock, but we'll see what Daniel Jones has in store now. What this Giants offense is going to do. Right? No Saquon. No Andrew Thomas. They're going to probably be doing a lot of the same stuff. Get that ball out quick. That Niners pass rush is going to cause problems. The Giants offensive line has not held up super well this season, even with Andrew Thomas out there. I mean, Daniel Jones was getting killed against the Cowboys. This Niners defense might be just as good. So, I don't know. 15-play drive, though, for the Niners. How about that? 15 plays, 64 yards, over 6 minutes. You hate to see it not end with a touchdown, but that is San Francisco imposing their will early. I'm looking at some stats right now. Purdy is 3 for 8, 46 yards. You never want to see that completion percentage below 50, especially in an offense like this. Some of the looks have been open. That last throw is obviously a little risky, but he's looked a little shaky so far. He just kind of needs to maybe calm down, take a breath here for a sec. All right, we got a question in here. Question from Gabe. Worst case scenario for the Bears, another number 1 draft pick. Do you draft Caleb Williams and let go of Justin Fields? Absolutely. Not even a question. I'm sorry. If I'm the Bears and Caleb Williams is gone and Drake May is there, I'm taking Drake May over Justin Fields too. Just every single game, it just continues to look like Justin Fields just might not be it. And the clock is ticking. I am curious to see how he looks this week. There's been a lot of chatter about the Bears. Some of it has to do with stuff that's not on the field. We're not really going to get into that. It's just stupid. There's no reason to really talk about it. It's just dumb. But the other interesting thing with the Bears was Justin Fields kind of like coming at the offensive coaching staff a little bit. And like he made the comments that he felt like robotic in the offense. And like maybe they were trying to shoehorn him into like being a pure passer. I think we could see a situation where Justin Fields runs a lot next week. Or, I mean, I guess this week now. This week has kind of flown by, but that was the Bears' offense last year. Is they ran the ball with Fields and Montgomery and Herbert, and they were the leading rushing offense in the NFL. That is how they did things. They didn't win a lot of games doing it, but that's kind of how they went about their business. And if you're the Chicago Bears, you haven't won since October of last year. Maybe just go back to what's working, but The Bears might have some pretty good draft picks because I believe they have the Panthers draft pick too. And there is like a nightmare scenario where the Bears get like Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr. And I just, as a Vikings fan, I would rather not see that. But says, love it. Well, don't love the Bears having Caleb Williams, but love them suffering. Yeah. On that one thing I alluded to earlier, I actually feel pretty bad for the Bears about that. Like, I don't know, that especially like Charles Tillman breaking the news. Like, I feel bad for everyone in the organization outside of him. We don't know if those allegations are true or not, but if they are, like, man, that is just one of the most disgusting things to ever happen in this league. But like, I feel bad. There's a part of me that feels bad for Bears fans. Obviously, they ran their mouth, but it's been a tough couple of weeks for them. But they're a division rival. All right, 1st and 10 now for the Giants. Let's see if they can get things going. Deep shot to start off and nothing doing. They're looking for Slayton. Maybe trying to make a statement early. Good coverage there on the outside. It was just, there was no chance, man. He couldn't even get a free release. Good play right there. Okay, so I mean, it's easy to second guess now that it didn't work. Like, if he hits that throw, then obviously, like, man, what a play call by Brian Daboll. Without Saquon, do you really want to be getting behind the chains against this defense? Now they're looking at a 2nd and 10. The crowd is loud. Let's see. Is that Matt Breida out there getting the toss? Oh, look at the block. The former 49er had a few decent seasons there. All right, okay. See, now you feel better because now you've set up 3rd and manageable. You do not want to, I mean, you never want to get behind the chains, but you really do not want to be off schedule against this 49ers defense. Without your best player on offense, without your best offensive lineman, even like 3rd and 4 is a little scary, but like you do not want to be anywhere beyond like 3rd and 6. They're going to rush 4 here. Jones, oh, nice throw. Okay. There we go. Wan'Dale Robinson getting involved early. You know, Daniel Jones ain't bad. All right. Anything for clicks in here? Where's the game playing? It is on Amazon Prime. And if you don't have Prime, some free game here. I believe it is also on Twitch. If you go on Twitch, and if you have a Twitch account, which I think it's free to sign up, I believe you can watch the game free on Twitch. So if you don't have Prime, go on Twitch. I did not know that until last week. So there's 2 ways to watch. Play action here. All right, it's just a little check down right there to the tight end, Bellinger. Daniel Bellinger getting involved. Gabe says, I feel bad for the kind of chills Bears fans, but you don't run into a lot of those. Yeah, I don't know. Chicago sports fans, they love their teams, man. They do. Part of me respects it. But Pear Champ with a question here. What has been the biggest upset game so far this season, in your opinion? I would say the Jets win on the Bills without Aaron Rodgers, and I would probably have to agree. If you told me going into that game that Aaron Rodgers would play the first 4 snaps and that's it, and the Jets would still win, I would not have believed you whatsoever. I think that's a great shout. I think some other upsets. Browns over Bengals. Week 1 was shocking, especially considering how dominant of a win it was for Cleveland. And the Bengals have had an interesting start. They started 0-2 last year, but that one was surprising, even though the Browns have kind of had the Bengals number. Also, the QB sneak, did that not work there? Oh, no, they got it. It looked like he didn't get it there. Some Niners are pointing like they got the ball, but anything for Click says, good luck. Hey, man, I'm just trying to help people watch some football, you know? It is a little annoying how, like, you kind of have to, like, Google where the games are playing these days. There's just so many different services. I'm very fortunate to already have like an Amazon Prime account, so like I didn't even have to worry about that. But it's nice that they give like a free option too. So good old Bezos ball. There's that play action I'm talking about. Is that Paris Campbell wearing 0 now? Yeah, it is. All right. One of my favorite players in the NFL is on the team, Lawrence Cager. That's right. Shout out Lawrence Cager, former UGA Bulldog. He was playing when I was a freshman. You were a sophomore, Gabe. That's right. He also played for the Jets. He's been around the Big Apple a little bit. But yeah, to answer your question there, Pear Champ, I would say those are the 2 big upsets. So you have a comment about Joe Burrow. We'll watch the 2nd and 6 play, and then we'll get to that. Don't worry, I see you. Okay, see, here's Danny Dimes on the move. Ooh, okay. Hang on to that ball there. Gary Brightwell. Look at that. That is the mobility of Daniel Jones in action. He can create a little bit. He can scramble. You can scheme up some runs for him. Don't sleep. Danny Dimes, Vanilla Vic. Pearchamp says Joe Burrow was already injured before the season, so that could still be affecting his gameplay. Yeah, I mean, there's questions he might not even play on Monday. He's limping off the field. He's been using that massage gun with his calf the whole time. It's a little scary if you're a Bengals fan. Like, I don't think he's at 100% right now. Oh, he dropped it. It was in his chest, right between the numbers, and he dropped it. Ah, see, that's a play they missed Saquon on. Saquon probably gets 6 yards off of that. Man, just right through, slipped through. But yeah, Burrow's health is a little concerning. I'm a little worried about the Bengals, just a little bit. The offensive line still looks rough. The defense has underperformed so far. I think that can maybe course correct some, but Joe Burrow doesn't look healthy. And they have a sneaky tough game coming up on Monday night against the Rams. Once again, I don't know. I kind of liked what I saw from the Rams last week. Brightwell with the run there. Here we go. These are the kind of plays, like, Giants are going to have to make big plays here. Their offense, now they're saying it's 3rd and 8. Like, their offense just doesn't have too much explosiveness. Getting Waller and Jalen Hyatt helps, obviously. They showed a decent amount last week, but this is the Niners. This isn't the Cardinals. Show me what you got. Pressure coming here, maybe. They're loading up that front. Oh, my goodness. They do send somewhat of a blitz and throwing behind the sticks. They just had to get it out quick. 4th down. What you going to do here? You going to punt it? Keep the offense out? It's 4th and 6. Giants building a little drive there, eh? They were. They're going to trot out Graham Gano. Hey, maybe they can tie this ball game up here. And then, Tony impression. Yeah, Kadarius Toney. Hey, to his credit, he had a decent game last week. He bounced back. He was making some plays. I just got the score spoiled on my ESPN page. I might take it off of this, actually, but I guess it's not shocking that Graham Gano made a 44-yard field goal. But hey, 3-3 for the Giants. That's not a bad start. It's like starting over now. Tie game. Quick move in first quarter. Pearchamp says, I picked up Jamar Chase in fantasy, and that has been disappointing. Yeah, it's been a rough start. I mean, there was some talk of him being wide receiver 1. I'd be patient, though. I mean, it's Jamar Chase. At the end of the day, talent shines through. He's too good of a receiver to not, like, pick things up eventually. Either Burrow is going to get healthy, and, I mean, he's going to be... If Burrow gets healthy, I don't see how this Bengals offense doesn't at least get close to the form they were last year. And even if he doesn't, like, it's just still early in the season. But I could get, like, I'm sure he was, like, what, your first-round pick? Probably rough seeing him get, like, 70 yards through the first 2 games and seeing T. Higgins get the touchdown last week. I tell you what, Gabe in here, he actually, I believe, traded for Jamar Chase. I will say this. If you can buy low on Jamar Chase right now in fantasy, do it. Absolutely do it. Do not overthink this. Jamar Chase is good at football. I still like to think things will work themselves out. Again, the Bengals started 0-2 last year. They started, like, 4-4? And then they, like, rattled off an insane winning streak? Like, they've been kind of slow starters. I don't know. Burrow should get healthy, but you worry about it a little bit. I still would not be shocked to see this team back in the playoffs, though. But, man, they got to pick things up here. Y'all talk about Diggs' injury? Not yet, actually. And since we're at a commercial break, let's talk about the Trayvon Diggs injury. Thank you again. Anything for clicks? Good to see you back in here, one of the regulars. So Trayvon Diggs goes down today in practice, I believe, and he tore his ACL. And, man, also, I accidentally typed Trevor Diggs. If you know, you know. That was an accident. But, man, that stinks. He is a good player, man. He really is. You know, I think at this point we can all agree, like, he's just improved as a pure cover corner. He probably is the top corner on this Cowboys defense, even with Stephon Gilmore. You're certainly happy you have Gilmore in the building now because he's going to have to step up and be the number one guy, which he can be. But man, having those two together, that is what is one of the biggest reasons why this Cowboys defense has been as good as it has been. How many times have I talked up this Cowboys defense on this channel going into the year, throughout the year so far, right? Saying that they're my pick to make the Super Bowl out of the NFC, calling this defense potentially generational, and they lose probably their second best player. It stinks, man. It really does. An ACL injury in practice. It looks like it was during a one-on-one period. Like, you just never like to see that. There have been some rough injuries so far, and just for that one to happen in practice, it's a freak accident. There's nothing you can really do. Now, the Cowboys defense should still be really good. Like, overall, don't worry too much. Like, this isn't going to sink the Cowboys defense. It probably limits their ceiling a little bit, though, because just having two, maybe top 15 corners on a team that also has Micah Parsons, man, that was like the recipe for success. The offense has looked good, though, too. But, injuries, they're just a part of the game. It happens. Ted is back in here. All right. We've got some stuff in the chat we'll talk about here. So we'll get to you. We'll say this. All right. So Ted says, so this might be fun. Who does everyone has as the most impressive and most disappointing teams through week 2? Okay. Well, so I just talked about the Cowboys for me personally. I would say that they've been the most impressive team. It obviously hurts to lose your corner, but they would probably be my pick. You could also go the Niners. I mean, they've just been steamrolling people. Well, they didn't steamroll. I would say another impressive team is the Rams, in that I think they've really punched above their weight. And I'm starting to kind of drink the Rams playoff Kool-Aid a little bit, which is crazy to say after 2 weeks, but I'm starting to see the vision. Disappointing? I think you could throw the Chiefs in there. Again, saying disappointing is harsh, but the offense has just not been the greatest so far. They lose week 1 and then they put up only 17 week 2. That was a little disappointing. Good throw. Okay, that's better by Purdy right there. Good throw to Kittle. Good throw. All right. That's what you like to see. Niners fans are up and cheering. Obviously, the Bengals are a good pick. They're 0-2. You don't want to be 0-2. The Chargers are a great pick. They're 0-2. The Vikings, I feel like most people had pretty realistic expectations about the Vikings. I had the Vikings starting 0-2 for the record, but they're a team that could be in that conversation. One of those teams is going to get their first win week 3. They're going to get their first win. I think those are some good picks. The Jets are disappointing because you lose your star quarterback 4 snaps in. But I would agree with anything for clicks. I think objectively speaking, the Bengals are probably the most disappointing. This is a team with Super Bowl aspirations in a closing window, and they're starting 0-2 in a very tough AFC. Well, meanwhile, the Ravens are 2-0 and have a head-to-head win over you. Yeah, that is a brutal start for Cincy. Jets, yeah, absolutely. Pearchamp says, I will say Kyren Williams, running back, has been a great pickup that went undrafted. He has. He's looked pretty good. Hey, there's a reason they shipped off Cam Akers to the Vikings, because Kyren Williams has just looked like the better player. I am lukewarm on Cam Akers on the Vikings as a Vikings fan. I mean, our running game really can't get any worse, so I don't hate bringing in a back that at least has shown talent in the past, and he's familiar with Kevin O'Connell's offense. But I don't know. If Cam Akers didn't have the name value, I don't even think we'd be talking about this trade right now. I don't know. I will gladly be proven wrong. I think, if anything, he and Madison are going to split. Also, the Niners are about to punt. So the Giants defense standing up early. It's 4th and 1. The offense running off the field looking frustrated. How about that Giants defense? Well, look at that. The chat is picking up a little bit. Gabe says, love the new logo, by the way. Thank you, man. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's nice. I like it. It's clean. It's simple. Me and Christine sat down and we designed it last night. I'm liking it. It's nice. I really like it. Maybe one day. Give it a few months. Once I get a few more videos out, maybe I build up a little bit more clout here on this space. Maybe one day, like maybe in half a year, we can like put that logo on a t-shirt or a hat or something. I can be wearing a Dr. Pigskin hat instead of a Nike hat. But, all right, let's see what else we got going on here. We got a lot to talk about. Pearchamp says, I would say the Dolphins have been the most impressive. Good call. Yeah. Oh, I think you could say the Dolphins might have been the most impressive for sort of punching above expectations that were already fairly high. Chargers have been disappointing, but that is their usual performance. Yeah. No, the Dolphins, hey, the Dolphins winning that game on Sunday night on the road against the Patriots, against a tough defense that more or less shut down Tyreek Hill. They held him under 50 yards, and they get the win anyways. That is huge for Miami. You walk out of that game feeling like you can beat anyone. You can win any type of game. They ran the ball really well in that game, right? Raheem Mostert played pretty well. They went out and they ran the ball. Look at that. 18 carries, 121 yards, 2 touchdowns. If you're the Dolphins and you can win an ugly game on the road against a good defense like that, while your running back goes for 121 yards, you feel incredible. You feel like there's no way teams can beat you. And obviously they're going to lose, right? But that was kind of the question about this team. One of them is like, can they win those ugly games when everything isn't perfect? Like, are they going to face another situation where it's like last year they went up against the Chargers and the Niners and the Packers, and those games are just really rough. And when Tua's first read wasn't open, things just went south. He was turning the ball over, getting hit. And even like last week, watching the Chargers run the ball the way they did against the Dolphins, but for them to turn around and get a win like that in Foxborough, I think I'm changing my answer to the Dolphins. You are absolutely right there, Pearchamp. Great call. Most surprising, I think, is Falcons. That's another good one. Certainly surprised me. That Falcons defense has been surprising. Their defense has played pretty well. I won't say they got gashed by the Packers last week. The Packers are moving the ball a little bit, but to their credit, they made plays when they needed to. They hung in there, right? They survived another Ritter roller coaster. Bijan looks incredible. He legitimately might already be the best back in the NFL. They're 2-0. They have a divisional win, and they beat the Packers. That's a pretty good start. They look like a potential Final Four team in the NFC. We'll see about that. Again, I'm like, maybe I'm a hater. I'm not, but like maybe I'm just like still slowly inching my way on. Oh, there's Nick Bosa. Hello. That is not going to be a safety, but oh man, he was in the backfield in a hurry. That's his first sack on the year. Whoo-hoo. Wow, okay. Niners with a big answer to start things off on defense. Here he is going up against Evan Neal, maybe? No, he's not going up against Evan Neal. No one blocked him. Miscommunication on the line, maybe? You can't just not block Nick Bosa. Man. All right. They have to run a play here, too. Up the gut. Just nothing doing there. Man, okay. Anything for Click says, since the second half of the Cards-Giants game, Giants figured themselves out. Yeah, no, their offense looked really good that second half. I went back and watched that game a little bit to prepare for this stream. They were throwing the ball around the yard second half. Daniel Jones was making plays. Saquon was making plays. The defense buckled down a little bit. That first half, it was about as low as it can get for the Giants. You get blown out by Dallas the week before. Now you're getting blown out by the Cardinals, and you think, man, are we just really that bad? But they come back and they get a big win. They have a pulse for sure. Justin Fields' most disappointing player, he ain't it. Yeah, expectations were sky high, and maybe that was on, well, I don't want to say us, not to pat myself on the back. I was not a part of this crowd, but there was a crowd of people that were saying, man, look at what Jalen Hurts did once they got A.J. Brown. Bears get DJ Moore, he's going to do the same thing. And it's like, no, because the Eagles are a better team. They have better coaching. It also wasn't just that they got A.J. Brown. They have like the best offensive line in football. They have Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, an insane rotation of running backs. Shane Steichen calling plays, which he's no longer there, but he was last year. And also, maybe Jalen Hurts is just a better player than Justin Fields, too. And there's not just like this perfect parallel of get wide receiver, young quarterback becomes good now. Like, it's not always as simple as that. The tape has been rough. JT O'Sullivan dropped another QB school video on Justin Fields, and it is like an hour and a half long. And I didn't watch all of it, but I watched some of it, and the big point he was making throughout the whole video was, man, the Bears blocking is bad. The Bears receivers are bad. The Bears play calling is bad. All those three things can be true. And also the fourth thing is that Justin Fields is also playing bad. Like, it is really just all going poorly for the Bears right now. Like, they can have a bad team and Justin Fields can be bad. Both can be true. And in year 3 now, we just have not seen progression from him that you would like to see. Again, if he does not significantly improve off of what he showed last year, the Bears should probably not give him a second contract. And if the Bears keep playing football like the way they are right now, they are probably going to be picking very high in the draft. And his potential replacement might just be right there for the taking. All right, Pear Champ says, Packers were missing players, especially missing Aaron Jones, and should have won the game. They were right there. They missed Aaron Jones, David Bakhtiari, Elton Jenkins, and Christian Watson. That is arguably their 4 best players on offense, and they were right there. I think Matt LaFleur called a great game. I think he did a great job coaching. I love the flea flickers start things off. I like how they got Reed involved. He looked really good. Love looked all right. He had a few sketchy throws, but he wasn't as good as he was week 1, but he still looked good. I definitely feel more comfortable with Jordan Love than I would Desmond Ridder. But that was a spicy Falcons take. Anything for Click says Falcons finished 7-9. Sorry, 8-9. That's kind of like what I had them at. I think there's a chance they could hit 9 or 10 wins. Their schedule is so easy. But Ritter's going to have to play better if they're going to be a Final Four team. I'll say that. Nina Tylan says Niners' schedule is one of the easiest this year. Welcome to the stream. They do have an easy schedule, don't they? Is that correct? I mean, they play the West, which is always tough, but if you want to talk about an easy schedule, the Falcons' schedule is really easy. And Gabe says, wasn't here for the start. Love to see the jersey and why you bought it. Well, I'm rocking the George Kittle white throwback. I bought this actually a year before they released the red throwbacks, which the white ones are pretty sweet too. I love the reds, but George Kittle's just one of my favorite players. I love the way he plays. Yeah, he's kind of a goofball, but he's kind of funny. I've always loved tight ends. That's my favorite position in football. That's what I wanted to play when I was a kid. And he's just such a throwback. I'm not going to call George Kittle better than Travis Kelce because that would be a bit much. But what I'll say is this, is that the gap between Kittle and Kelce, in my opinion, is a lot smaller than some people think because Kittle is a legitimate elite level blocker. Not even like, elite for a tight end. Honestly, he is one of the best run blockers in the NFL. And the fact that he can do that while also being a great option as a receiver, you can put him at tight end, you can put him in the backfield, you can put him out wide or in the slot. I mean, he just fits like a glove in this offense. And he really makes things go. He's so much fun after the catch. Like when he gets the ball in his hands, he's breaking tackles, right? I always think about that catch versus the Saints to set up the field goal where there's like guys trying to drag him down by the face mask and they just can't. Like he's just so awesome, man. Purdy's pass tipped there, ruh-roh. But yeah, that's why I've got the George Kittle jersey. The Niners are playing. I love me some good 49er football. I like to get jerseys of players that I like or maybe styles that I like. And I don't know. I saw this one on sale on Mercari. Shout out you for putting me on. It was like $30 and I was like, I gotta have it, man. I got this a few years ago, actually. This is an older jersey of mine. But yeah, that's the story behind the white George Kittle jersey. I actually wore this jersey when the 49ers upset the Packers in the divisional round in 2021. It was at your old apartment. We were eating the salty popcorn. Shout out the salty popcorn. I'm loving these side conversations. It really is like we're just watching the game with the boys here, you know? Here we go, 2nd and 10. But I'm loving this. Keep it coming. Purdy over the middle. Ooh, Debo. Head almost got taken off. No flag, it looks like. I'm okay with that. Did he not catch that? Oh, maybe not. They've been going to Debo a lot. I guess with Ayuk out, that makes sense. Oh, that was just a great play. Did he punch the ball out? I think he caught it, right? Hold on. They, didn't have the clock running, which was weird. No, Debo definitely caught it. Whew. Xavier McKinney came flying in there. Gabe says, I'm not even watching the game anymore. I'm just using you for play-by-play. I'll take it, man. Hey. Real ones know. I used to want to be a play-by-play announcer. That was the thing I wanted to do. Shout out Magnitude Sports. Oh, there's clips out there of me doing high school baseball and basketball for Magnitude Sports back in Fargo, North Dakota. Good times. Shout out Mike, man. I know he's definitely not watching this. He probably doesn't even know who Dr. Pigskin is, but shout out Mike. The first man to give me a job in sports. Good times. 2nd and 15 now for the Niners. Yeah, they're definitely. Look at that. Oh, they couldn't complete it. I was just about to praise the Niners here and be like, look at how they used motion to get Kittle open, right? They just motion him out wide and then he cuts back in. Motion is not just eyewash these days. Teams will use motion to get guys running starts. You know, you can also figure out if it's man or zone coverage. And here they could figure out it was man. They got a nice look they wanted. Kittle on the smaller McKinney. Just couldn't complete it there. Close play there. Niners fans might want a flag. It's bang bang. 3rd and 15. They'll just do a screen to Debo. Oh, they're going to get it and more. Look at Debo go. Man. How many targets is that for Debo Samuel now? But that's why you keep getting him the ball. He's a big play threat. Just get him out in space. Man, he is such a fun player. That's what I love about this Niners team. Not only are they well coached, they're just legitimately fun. They've got fun players to watch on this team. When their offense is humming, it's beautiful. Just get the ball to Debo, watch him go. Oh, yeah. Following his blockers. He really could play running back if he wanted to. I don't blame him for not wanting to. They don't really put Debo in the backfield much anymore. They'll motion him in and out there, but oh, there goes McCaffrey. Big 9-yard run. But there's not too many snaps now where Debo's in the backfield, they're just handing it off to him. That was more of a 2021 thing. Everyone was injured. It was fun while it lasted. 5 years from now, on Twitter or whatever it's called, 5 years from now, everyone's going to be posting you just had to be there, and it's going to be Debo's running back mixtape. It's going to be so sick. It's going to be Super Gremlin playing by Kodak Black. That was the 49ers song that year. McCaffrey 5 carries for 30 yards so far. Make that 6, and however much he gets here. Look at him making guys miss. Oh! See, the first guy is not bringing him down. That's the sign of a great back. The first guy is never bringing him down. Man, I'm so happy for him that he's on a team like the Niners now. He is such a special player. And he was awesome for the Panthers. And we know me, I love my Panthers. But I'm just so happy to see him just kicking butt with Kyle Shanahan in this 49ers offense. He's being used to his full potential now, finally. And maybe we shouldn't have been shocked that he's as dominant as he is with the Niners. There's Elijah Mitchell back in the game. We'll check chat here. We've got some more stuff going on in there. Ooh, Debo had to come back for that one. He's not going to make that guy miss. Good tackle in space there by McFadden. I'm not familiar with your game, but I apologize. That was a good play. Good tackle. Micah McFadden. I learned a new player today. I will say the Giants have a bunch of players I enjoy. Kaiser, Aziz, and Michigan legend Jabril Peppers. Peppers' college mixtape is freaking ridiculous. Well, I've got some news for you about Jabril Peppers, if I'm not mistaken. Jabril Peppers is no longer a Giants, and he was with the Giants for a few years, but he's actually been a New England Patriot as of 2022. And I tell you what, his college mixtape is freaking amazing, and his time with the Patriots has been pretty awesome too. talk about a player that's finally being used like to their full potential. Bill Belichick, I love the things he's doing with Jabril Peppers. A positionless defensive back. He puts him everywhere. You know, I'm assuming like when you say college mixtape, like you miss him like returning kicks and punts, and didn't he play a little bit of offense too at Michigan? A little Travis Hunter action. I mean, Jabril Peppers is one of the most fun college players of all time. So I don't blame. Like, that's a good take right there. Jabril Peppers college mixtape. There's McCaffrey in space. He's going to get the first down on 3rd and 13. Big play after big play. CMC having a day. Oh, man. All right, with you being an NDSU fan, I'm curious in who were your favorite FBS D1 players growing up and have fond memories of. Well, so I was an NDSU fan. They were definitely my favorite college team. My favorite FBS team, though, growing up, as you might know, was actually LSU, which is ironic because I go to Georgia. But immediately what comes to mind is Odell Beckham Jr. and Jarvis Landry. I loved that duo so much. Them and Tyrann Mathieu were my guys. I was so mad when Tyrann Mathieu got kicked off LSU. Oh, that broke my heart. I think Tyrann Mathieu might be my number one pick because he's also like a Jabril Peppers type player. Like, he returned kicks and punts. He had big plays on defense. And his year where he almost won Heisman, that was the first year I followed LSU. They made the Natty that year. I loved Tyrann Mathieu. But definitely him, and then Odell and Jarvis Landry were my guys growing up. Bijan Robinson is absolutely going to mutilate the Lions' run defense. There's a chance. If the Falcons are going to win, which I think is definitely on the menu, it's possible. That would be why. Bijan has a great day. Also, that might be a face mask. Oh, yeah. Easy call. Niners are probably going to get a touchdown here. They've been looking good on this drive. They've had a few, like, 3rd and longs, but they've picked them up. But you thought of making a pick'em league, seeing who can predict which teams will win? Might be a next season idea, but could be a weekly vid for your channel and help build more of a community. You know, I like that. I've definitely, like, been trying to, like, get some more community interaction. And shout out Caden. I don't know if he's watching or not right now, but he's got a few ideas for that too. But definitely like a weekly thing. Maybe it's something I could add to my streams, right? Like Beat the Doctor or something like that, a little pick'em action. But hey, if enough people are interested, I can set one up and we can start in the middle of the season. I really don't care, to be honest. Maybe winner gets like a prize or something. Sorry, I almost choked on my own spit there. That is something I'm not opposed to. If enough people are interested, I might like pose that question on Twitter and like post it on YouTube here. But yeah, I would be down. That'd be fun. Get a little friendly competition going amongst me and my viewers here. But just you wait. Next video, we're writing it right now. It's a bit of a process with these videos. I thank you guys for being patient. You know, I think I've given this speech before, but at the end of the day, I still am a student, and as lame as it sounds, well, it's not lame. It is cool. It's the right answer. But school is still my number one priority. I also have a job. Well, not a job, an internship. And you know me, man. I really like to dive into these videos, but next one should be coming out fairly soon. I don't have an exact timetable, but I'm starting to write, which is a promising sign. I spent a lot of time doing research, coming up with how I want to present this information, make it fun, and this week I've made a lot of great progress. I'm like giddy with excitement for how this one's going to go. 3rd and 5. Purdy falling away again. Oh, what a catch. What a catch. Flag is down, but touchdown. Oh, my goodness. Is that David Bell? Is he on the Niners? Hold on. But what a catch. Watch him high point this ball. Oh, man. I think David Bell is still on the Browns, is he not? Who is Bell? Now I feel like the casual. Who the heck is this guy? Is it even going to count? Offsides, it's going to count. That's a touchdown. I swear, like Al Michaels, well, he might have said his name. I just can't hear it. R. Bell. Who is R. Bell? I don't know who R. Bell is. Ronnie Bell. Okay. I don't know who Ronnie Bell is, to be honest. But a good catch by him. Oh, he went to Michigan. Look at that. That's why That's why Gabe is so excited. Look at that. He got the feet down. Good play. Look at that. Ronnie Bell. That's got to be his first career touchdown, right? 7th round pick. Ronald Bell. All right. Niners with the first touchdown of the night. 10-3. Going to commercial break. Another long drive for San Francisco. There's only been 3 drives in this game so far, and we're already halfway done with the second quarter. Man. Okay, time of possession for the Niners. Oh my goodness, they have been dominating. Oh, Pearchap says, definitely focus on finishing school, but excited to see more of your vids. Thank you, man. Thank you. I graduate in December, which is both extremely exciting and terrifying. Once I graduate, I'm going to start looking for jobs. I think I want to try and find a writing job out of college. I really enjoy writing. Writing is actually one of the things I've considered to start doing to help grow this. Well, I guess it wouldn't be on YouTube, but to grow the Dr. Pigskin brand a little bit, I might set up a WordPress. I really like narrative style writing, longer form, more creative pieces, right? I'm not just going to be like writing game summaries. Like, you could find that anywhere, and it's good, honest work. I more or less write game summaries right now. Well, not just that, but that's a big part of my job, and I enjoy that. But if you want a game summary the next day to read while you're drinking your coffee in the morning about Giants 49ers, you know, you can go to ESPN for that. But I think I would try and find a writing job, preferably sports writing. But honestly, I enjoy anything that like remotely interests me, I would write about. I've been looking at a few magazines I might apply for that are around like the Georgia area. And I'm probably going to be talking with one of my professors next week about job searching because, again, I graduate in December and I'd like to have a job lined up by the time I graduate. If I don't, it's not the end of the world. I'm very fortunate that I could like go live with my parents while I get on my feet. But I think best case scenario for me personally is I find a job after I graduate and I move out to Atlanta. I get a job and I've got job and then I've got Dr. Pigskin on the side. I think that would be awesome. I would love that setup. But just a little personal update. We're in the thick of it with school right now. This next week is going to be crazy. A lot of my classes are starting to pick up and I enjoy them, but man, there's going to be a lot of work. It's not midterms. I don't really have tests. It's mostly projects at this point, but I'm working on a few stories right now for my classes. I've actually got one interview tomorrow. I'm interviewing an agricultural climatologist. I'm doing a story on how climate change has affected farming and agriculture in Northeast Georgia, which might sound boring, but I actually think it's kind of interesting. So we'll see, like how it affects food prices. Is it safe conditions for the workers? If you're down here in Georgia, this summer was hot. And I mean, maybe it's because I'm from the north and I'm not used to the humidity down here, but oh my goodness, it was hot. But yeah, got a lot of Michigan pop going on in the chat here. Pearchamp says, that sounds awesome, man. Best of luck to you. I'm going to head out, but hope the rest of the stream goes well. Well, thank you for tuning in, Pearchamp. It's always good to see you here, and I hope you have a great night with whatever you got going on. Thanks for tuning in, though, man. I really appreciate the kind words. It's good to see you in here. Hopefully, I'll see you again soon. But you have a good night, man. I guess I don't even know if you're a man or not. Maybe you are a woman. Women like football. Anyways, but have a good night. Ted says, definitely think you'll do well with the writing. Also, yeah, Dr. Pigskin line of leagues and competitions would be great. Maybe have a mobile app for your content. Yeah. All right. I think I might set up like an ESPN like pick'em or something one day. I mean, I like your thinking with the app. Maybe one day if I could like develop my own app, that would be pretty sweet. I'm not like the greatest with like coding or anything like that. So I might have to like meet some people for that. But it's possible. Also, Daniel Jones goes down. Did he get the ball out? Doesn't matter. Man, Niners defense flying all over. Gabe says Pigskin is going to be in the lab. Yes, he will. That's the goal, man. That really is the goal. But look at Daniel Jones just running around. Ooh, he just like underhand chucks it a little bit. It's a little concerning. Whew. All right. right, crowd is getting louder here on second down. Giants. I mean, hey, you're in this, right? 7-point game. Let's see what they got here. There's that play action again. That's what they do. Down the middle. Ooh. All right. Good throw. Good catch by Breida there. Set up third and manageable. That's where you want to be. That's an 8-yard gain. So watch. They're going to play action. Breida's just going to sneak. Oop. All right. And then he cuts over the middle. Good play design right there. Gotta have a Pigskin Bucks collab. That would be crazy. Maybe one day. We'll see. Maybe one day. All right, 3rd and 2. Can they pick this up? Ooh, crunched. Up the middle. Is that Javon Hargrave? Man. How on earth did the NFL let the 49ers get Javon Hargrave? What a special player, man. Great play. 4th down, they're going to have to punt. Niners looking like they might be like securing control of this game a little bit here. We'll see. Oh, he just beats his man. Dominates. Oh, yeah. Hit that celebration. 2 sacks for the Niners. Probably could have had a few more. They've been getting in the backfield. They're going to get this ball back with a chance to really not put this game on ice, right? We're still in the middle of the second quarter, but this Giants team, it's ironic what I'm about to say because they did just that last week, but this Giants team isn't exactly built to play from behind. I don't know. This is a big drive right here. If the Niners can get 7, it's not looking good for the Giants. No clue how they're able to get him. Again, insane that they can sign all these players with Brock Purdy on the absolute smallest deal possible. The other shoe is going to drop eventually. If you go look at the 49ers cap situation, right? Eventually the shoe is going to drop. But they've been able to just like drag this out for a while now. And to your credit, when you have Mr. Irrelevant on that dirt cheap contract, that's what helps. Still think Purdy is the best story in football right now outside of DeMars. Oh, absolutely. I mean, like, he was the last pick of the draft. He was Mr. Irrelevant. There's only one other Mr. Irrelevant that I can even think of, and that's Ryan Succop, who actually had a pretty good career. But, you know, the fun fact about Ryan Succop was always like, oh, greatest Mr. Irrelevant of all time. I don't know that you can say that anymore. Like you could, okay, Ryan Succop has had a longer career and he won a Super Bowl and he's been a good kicker. But to get a quarterback that is playing on a Super Bowl contending team with the last pick in the draft, I don't know. It is a crazy story. I don't think anyone saw it. And like, people knew who Brock Purdy was. If you at least remotely watch college football, like he was there at Iowa State when they had some great years. And so, like, people knew who he was, but I don't think anyone expected him to be anything of note in the NFL. It's the old adage, right? Next man up. That just goes to show, like, if you get a chance, go ahead. Might as well take it. He's earned it. He's played good football. He's been a little shaky today and maybe last week, but I would say, and I say this as a Trey Lance supporter, right? NDSU, horns up, go Bison, but He earned the job. He did. He won it fair and square. They're showing him right now injured versus the Eagles. I stand by that take. If Purdy doesn't get hurt, the 49ers win that game. They were hanging in there even without him. They just couldn't do anything on offense. But that defense was keeping them in the game. Like, can Purdy really, really lead them to a Super Bowl? I mean, we saw them get to the NFC Championship. They were close. I mean, I think they're a Super Bowl caliber team with Brock Purdy. I don't know why, but I think he can. Plus, he will get better as he develops, especially in the system. Yeah, I mean, if he could just make a few quicker decisions, and he's already pretty good at processing. That was like his big strength coming out of college. but going back and watching tape on him from last year and watching a little bit of him this year, there's some times where he still doesn't. Oh, he misses Debo again. Man. You get plays like that. Like, he's definitely not perfect. He caps the 49ers ceiling too, but also the rest of the 49ers team is so good, their ceiling still might be the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I say, like, Jared Goff caps the Lions ceiling, absolutely. But with the 49ers, their ceiling is just a little bit higher because the rest of the team is just so good. I don't know. Ted says, I really hope Purdy does keep up and have a good career. It's always sad when Cinderella stories just go crashing down. Yeah, I mean, and I wouldn't even say it's been crashing down. Like, he had a great first week, right? I think he played really well week 1. Week 2, hit or miss, but he still won. And week 3, it's been hit or miss again. But just with this Niners team, I mean, last week showed Purdy can have not the greatest game, and it doesn't matter. They still find a way to win. They're just so talented everywhere. Good catch there by Mitchell, seeing him get more involved. 3rd and inches now. They're going out in the shotgun on 3rd and inches, which is a little interesting. Up the middle, McCaffrey, easy money. Oh, he's got more. Look at him. He's still going. The stiff arm. Oh! If the field was a little bit wider, he still might have been going. Look at Christian McCaffrey with the stiff arms the past few weeks. He pulled one out against the Rams last week. This is what I'm talking about. This is the different McCaffrey. I don't know if he's like been in the weight room or what, but he has added some power to his game. It's awesome to see. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Talk your talk, young man. You are probably like 5 years older than me, but talk your talk. I am older than some NFL players, though, which is just crazy to think about. Like, I think I'm older than like all of the rookie QBs. There's Mitchell. There's Mitchell. Go, Mitchell, go. Let's go. Make me that money. Daniel Jones is still like, I mean, he hasn't ran the ball. He hasn't had the ball much. There's Elijah Mitchell. Hey, there's a few people that are subscribed to me. Maybe they're not in here right now, but if they ever hear this, what did I tell you? Elijah Mitchell. Play Elijah Mitchell tonight. He's a pretty good back. Like, he's a good backup. Debo going to go out in motion. There's Mitchell again. Not much doing there, but no, didn't he like have 1,000 yards in 2021? Maybe, if I'm not crazy. I swear, he had like 1,008 yards the year before they got McCaffrey. And that was also like the Debo wide back year, but no, he was close though. He had 963 on 207 carries. Kyle Shanahan, take a bow. Look at that. He was a 6th round pick, 194th overall. I guess you guys can't see my screen, but they are just dominating time of possession. The Giants are going to not have a lot of time left when they get the ball back unless they hit a big play here. Uh-oh. Oh, it's caught by Ronnie Bell off the bounce. 1st down. Oh, how about that? Oh, my goodness. Oh, everything is coming up 49ers right now. Hey, Gabe, Ronnie Bell with another catch. It was not intended for him. He was not the intended receiver, but he made the catch. How many targets does Debo have? That just popped up and then caught. In motion. They'll give it to Mitchell again. Good little cut. Look at that. Good, honest 4-yard run there. You know, 4-yard runs build character. It's good football. I love myself some Ronald Bell. I mean, I just don't watch as much college football. That just goes to show. Like, maybe I should get a little bit more into it. If you want to talk about college football, how about the slate we've got this weekend? We've got some great games coming up. I love it. Got some great football. It's a good weekend to be a football fan. The weather's cooling down a little bit. The Niners aren't going to run a play before the 2-minute warning. We're going to take a quick water break as the players do too. But, man, yeah, Ronnie Bell with another catch. If you're following along right now with your Bucks content, well, I hope I'm doing a decent job. I appreciate the kind words. Ah, man. It is always good to have water on hand when I'm doing these because I talk a lot. They've got the DraftKings ads on right now. So 2-minute warning here. And the poor Giants, man, they just have not had the ball. They've had one drive. They've had one drive. And it's the 2-minute warning. No, that's not right. They've had 2 drives. Hold on. Right? Yeah, because didn't they punt? Yeah. They've had 3 drives. ESPN is wrong. Still, 3 drives and it's the 2-minute warning. That is insanity. They will get the ball to start the second half. But they had a 12-play drive and then 2 straight 3-and-outs. It has not been good. I mean, they've ran what? If we do some quick math, that's 16 plays. Man. Any updates on your upcoming video? Yes. So, I've been teasing it a lot. You know what? For the 4 people in here right now, you guys are going to get a nice little treat. All right? So, the video is on the NFL's meta. Now, for those of you that might not be video game players like I am, when I say meta, what I mean is that it's an acronym for most effective tactic available. It's a pretty common term in the gaming world, especially in competitive games. Just like as an example, right? We talked about Mario Kart Wii on here in our last stream. The meta in Mario Kart Wii is using a bike with inside drift because it takes the corners sharper. Like, it just turns better. And so you can, like, run the courses faster. And so the common meta is using the Flame Runner with Funky Kong. The Flame Runner is a really fast bike that has inside drift. It can do wheelies on straightaways, which karts can't do. And Funky Kong is the character that gives you the highest speed boost. Right? So that's the most effective tactic available. You don't have to use that combo, but it is just like generally like that is the best thing to do. It makes it easier, right? It's not like a cheat code, but like that's the easy way to do things. So it's funny because we're watching the 49ers right now, right? But you could say that as George Kittle's playing rock, paper, scissors against me. That was funny. But the offensive NFL meta, in my opinion, is this Shanahan-style offense. Right? You hear a lot about the Shanahan-style offense. Not even just Kyle Shanahan, but like Sean McVay, Mike McDaniel, Matt LaFleur. Like, those are the 4 guys. And they were all on the same coaching staff together in Washington back in 2012 under Mike Shanahan, Kyle's dad. And so my video is sort of telling the story of that coaching staff, right? Because you got to throw in Mike, too. He's the godfather of all this. But telling the story of those 5 coaches and sort of how they've all come together. They were all together on this one team, right? And they made the playoffs in 2012. And then they all spread apart. Mike Shanahan doesn't coach anymore, but all the 4 of them, the 4 assistants, are all head coaches now. And they've got their own assistants that went on to become head coaches. You've got 8 head coaches in the NFL that sort of use this offensive philosophy, and it's built around play action, outside zone runs, pre-snap motion, and positionless football. And so, in my opinion, those 4 things put together make up the meta of the NFL, at least on offense. If you do those 4 things effectively, you can get a team like the 49ers who have Mr. Irrelevant at quarterback, and it doesn't matter. Like, if you look at Brock Purdy's stats, not even the regular ones like passing yards and touchdowns, but like advanced stats like EPA per play or success rate, they're near the top of the league. Is he a top 5 quarterback? Probably not. But because of what they do on offense, the plays that they run, how they line up guys out of position, like you see Debo in the backfield right now as a running back and McCaffrey as a wide receiver, all of that put together is just so hard to game plan against as a defense. And that's why you get guys so wide open. That's why everywhere Kyle Shanahan has gone, the offense has been great. Tyreek Hill might get like 2,000 yards with all the pre-snap motion the Dolphins do. Like, it's a beautiful marriage of these 4 things put together in one offense. And for me, it's the NFL's meta. So, and I'm a big video game player, so I don't know. I'm having a lot of fun with like putting it together on how I'm going to present my information, right? It's like a love letter to football this coaching style and a little bit of video games in it too. So Gabe says this video is going to be a pigskin classic. I hope so, man. I am actually like genuinely excited. I mean, I'm excited for all my videos, but I'm really excited for this one. And I also recognize, right, I'm not a football player. I played football up until 8th grade. I played 8th grade football, and then I stopped. Part of it was because I wasn't very good. Part of it was because my mom didn't like me getting hit, which is legit. So I recognize if I'm going to talk about like blocking schemes and stuff like that, I better know what I'm talking about. I don't want to look like a poser or anything. So that's why I've really taken my time and care with this, because it's not even about being like, I want to be right about my take, because there's no like, I mean, the take is just that like this offense is the most effective one available. But I just want to be factually right and like saying like, hey, that's an outside zone run. You can tell because the linemen do this. Or, hey, this is why pre-snap motion is good, right? So I've been learning a lot, I will say, and it's been a humbling but exciting experience. And that was one of my goals going into this season, was being able to understand football at a more technical level, because I feel like I've always had a decent understanding of it. And I mean, even though I only played until 8th grade, that was like, I played for like 5 years and it was a lower level, but like you learn stuff that you wouldn't learn otherwise if you didn't play. And I recognize that there is definitely a line between people that get it and don't. And I will probably never be firmly in that line of people that get it. Like, players and coaches just understand this game at a level that we never will. But I want to get as close as I can to that level. But anyways, W mom. Yeah, no, shout out my mom, honestly. Like, I don't blame her one bit. I took some nasty hits out there. I was undersized for my position too. I played offensive guard and defensive tackle. I played both ways in 8th grade. They had me starting at defensive end because I was the only one who knew how to set the edge and keep contained. Everyone wanted to run up the field and rush the passer, but we weren't really doing a lot of passing the ball in 8th grade. I was the only guy that would like actually stay home and not get burnt if they ran outside. That's why they played me. I wasn't like fast or strong or anything, but darn it, I was going to be in the right spot. Ted says there's a YouTuber I watch that talks about zoology but explains it like a video game. That's cool you're thinking about comparing football to video games. Thank you, man. Hey, I mean, it's like the video game offense, right? As Christian McCaffrey runs in for a touchdown and the Niners cap off another march of a drive to go up likely 17-3. Yeah, they're starting to pull away here. The Giants are going to have to, I mean, the Giants could go twofer. They could go twofer. We'll see. But thank you. If you wouldn't mind sending me the title of that zoology video, I would actually love to go watch it and maybe get a little bit of inspiration. But thank you, Ted, for putting me on. I will keep my eyes out on that. And Gavin says, W role player. I'll be honest, I'm not quite sure what role player you're referencing, but the Niners do have a lot of role players on this offense that are walking W's. All right. 2 touchdown lead. If you're the Giants, you have a timeout in 1:40. You have not gotten much going on offense. Oh, it's showing the scoring summary. That's why I only saw one drive for the Giants, but silly me. But you really want to try and get points here. I mean, obviously that goes without saying. If you can get a touchdown, you can like talk yourself into getting back into this game. Tier Zoo is the YouTube channel. I'm going to screenshot that right now. Thank you, Ted. Look at that. Look at my chat helping me out. Tier Zoo. I will check that out after this game tonight. Maybe I'll learn a thing or two about zoology too. That'd be awesome. I love me some animals. ESPN has a win probability for the Niners at 93.6 right now. That's pretty high. Again, I mean, I honestly think that the Niners are going to win this game, right? I think they're the better team. They're winning by 14 right now. But with the game script, right, the Giants are probably, if they play their cards right, they could have back-to-back possessions. If you get touchdowns out of both of those drives, it's a tie game. So it's not impossible. And that's actually something I'm thinking about, like, maybe doing for my next video after this one that's coming up, is looking at game script. I think a fun title would be like, the NFL really is scripted or something like that. But I'd look at game strip, like I would want to do research on like how many drives teams get per game. Is it really beneficial to defer to the second half? Stuff like that. Because that is something that the more I've watched football, the more I've like really started to pay attention to is like, how many possessions do you get as a team? Like if you watched my Eagles-Vikings stream last week, down the stretch, fourth quarter, there's like 8 minutes left, right? The game script was set up so the Vikings would have 2 possessions and the Eagles would have 1. If the Vikings defense got a stop on that Eagles 1 possession, they would have been set up in a spot to win the game. So that was good like clock management and script management by the Vikings coaching staff to put them in that position where if they score twice and they don't allow a touchdown, they win. Their defense just couldn't execute. They couldn't get the stop and they lost. But I think that's something that's kind of interesting. I don't know if I can milk a full video out of it, but we're obviously going to take things one thing at a time here, right? We'll get this video out first, but that is an idea I potentially have for my next video. I think that might be fun. And I love that title. Like, the NFL really is scripted. But we're talking about game script, not like Keegan-Michael Key. Like, Jared Goff, 5 touchdowns on Thanksgiving. Whoa, who saw that coming? W-Chat. W-Chat, indeed. We've got 6 people in here right now. Not bad. Look at that. Man. So Daniel Jones has not gotten very many rushing yards so far, has he? He has 1 yard. He's got a ways to go if his over is going to hit. It's not the end of the world. We had a good week on Prize Picks last week, even though they baited me with the Tyreek Hill promo. I should have known. But Giants are kind of set up here. Paris Campbell. Oh, he can't get out of bounds. That's a good tackle. That is an under-the-radar play. But, again, with me talking about how the Giants kind of need to get a touchdown on this drive, that tackle keeps the clock moving. Now it's 2nd and 8. That was a heck of a play. Was that Tashawn Gibson that made the tackle? Now they've got Waller. And if you're the Giants now, it's 3rd down and 2. The clock is moving. If you don't get this, the Niners get the ball back with some time, and they've got all 3 timeouts. Watch that clock, man. Oh, they got it, barely. All right, that keeps it moving. That helps. They're still in their own territory. Again, that 1 timeout hurts. But as I always say, it's easier to stop the clock on offense than defense. You can spike it. You can run out of bounds. They're not going to spike it here. They're letting it run a little bit. They want to save that timeout. Oh, what a play by Slayton. And he gets out of bounds. That is big time right there. That is a big time throw and catch. All right. I see your question, Gabe. That'll be a good halftime question. We've got something cooking here right now, maybe. 49ers wanted to push off? I don't know. It's good physical play. Let them play it out. Daniel Jones heating up a little bit, maybe. I don't even know if I got that play spoiled or not, but I saw some movement on my ESPN screen. I try to have the screen pulled up on here so I can, like, follow with stats and, like, how long the drives takes and stuff, but maybe I'll just have to check after each drive. Oh, that was a rocket. Oh, he couldn't get out of bounds. You got to burn the timeout now. Oh, he almost threw that one too hard. He, like, went to the ground to catch it. That one came in hot. Oh, man. There was some sauce on that one. Oh, my goodness. That's one of the hardest balls I've ever seen Daniel Jones throw. But yes, I see your favorite memorable NFL TV advertisements. We'll get to that one at halftime. I'll have to think about that one a little bit. There's some good ones. And he says, Lawrence Cager, 14-yard TD. Yeah, you would love that, wouldn't you? I mean, has he been on the field that much? Let me go look up and see how much Lawrence Cager has been out there. I'm not seeing him in their stat sheet. Oh, there he is. He's listed as a tight end. He did not play last week. He had 20 snaps week 1 against Dallas. But no action last week. All right, let's see what they got here. 2nd and 3. Oh, Waller dropped it. Now, maybe if you really want to look at it on the bright side, that's not the worst result, because if he would have caught it, that clock would have kept on moving, and he would have been far enough down the field. They probably would have had to spike it, which I guess they could have. You have 2 more shots here to get these 3 yards, though. They're not in field goal range. I would definitely go for it if I don't get it here. But the Niners have 3 timeouts. Do you? Or do you try a 57-yard field goal with Gano? Hopefully, if you're the Giants, you don't even entertain that. You just pick it up right here. Here comes the pressure. Oh, there was a slight window. He missed him. There was a very slight window. And you can't knock Daniel Jones too much for not making this throw, because that would have been like an elite quarterback throw. But that is the difference between like Daniel Jones and like Trevor Lawrence. Oh, they are going to trot out Gano. Does getting 3 really help you much here? I mean, 3 points is 3 points. You probably don't want to risk giving it back to the Niners with 3 timeouts. I get that. But also, it's a 57-yard field goal, so if you miss it, they get the ball near midfield. Oh, he crushed it, though. Good kicker, Graham Gano. All right. Wow, 57-yard field goal. That was just, like, casual. I don't want to say those are easy now, but for Chase McLaughlin, they are. Also, what's going on with my boy Sterling Shepard? I'm going to be honest, that's a name I really have not heard this year. Sterling Shepard. I'm going to Google him. I see a picture of him looking forlorn, the first thing that comes up. I love that word, forlorn. It's just him chilling on the sideline. I thought he was like hurt or something. I mean, he's been out there, right? I haven't really seen him. I don't know he's been targeted. Am I missing something? Is Sterling Shepard like hurt? Or is he just not on the team? He's on the Giants. Man, what happened to him? Has he played at all? Never forget Sterling Shepard. Oh, there he is. Okay. He saw 14 snaps week 1 and 10 snaps week 2. Wow, he's really getting phased out of this offense, isn't he? Man, that's tough to see. I liked him in college. He was a fun player in college. Every time I say forlorn, I think of that SpongeBob episode. I don't remember which one it was, but Squidward is going through it a little bit. He's not doing too well, and SpongeBob and Patrick are gonna like go check in on Squidward. And SpongeBob goes over to Patrick. He's like, Squidward is all by himself, forlorn, or something like that. Just the way he delivered that line was funny. I thought it was hilarious when I was like 10, but I don't know why I would have a connection with him. I just like him. You're right. That is weird. You have no reason to like Sterling Shepard whatsoever. That is interesting. Huh. Sterling Shepard. An origin story. Oh, a flag flying at the end. We got a little chippiness on the kneel down before halftime. Referee is kind of telling Trent Williams, like, hey, get away here. What happened? I wasn't even watching. I was like, they're just going to kneel the ball down. We have a little bit of chippiness before halftime. What's going on here? Oh, he punched him. He swung on his face mask. Why? Look at it. He shoves him. He flops back a little bit. Dable's fired up. What the heck just happened? There's 6 seconds left. Just go to the locker room. Come on, guys. That's so weird. I can't hear Al Michaels too well. That's because I've got these in to try and ensure audio quality, but the referees are still sorting things out. I don't know if you guys know what's going on. Yeah, so they're going to get Trent. Oh, it's on both teams. Okay. Offset. So it doesn't really matter, I guess. All right. I guess, well, it does matter because if Trent Williams gets a second one of those penalties now, he's out of there. That's the Odell Beckham rule. Javon Wims moment. Yeah, he and CJ Gardner-Johnson back when he was on the Saints. That was like a classic COVID ball moment. That COVID season was something else. That was actually one of my favorite seasons of football. I was at home that year, right? At home in Fargo. We were all in quarantine on lockdown. Things were uncertain. But I had football, man. For a few glorious months, I had football every Thursday, Sunday, Monday, and actually every day. That year, like, there was a football game on every day. The Vikings got beat down on Christmas Day on Friday. There was a Wednesday game between the Steelers and Ravens. There were Tuesday games. It was the Chiefs, Patriots, and Titans, Bills. COVID ball. Hey, never forget Clyde Edwards-Helaire lighting the Texans on fire opening night and his rookie card price skyrocketing. All right, we're at halftime right now. You know, even though the Giants are down 11, it could be worse. It truly could be worse. I mean, they've barely had the ball. We're gonna switch cameras here. We're gonna go to the we're gonna pull up the screen here. But halftime, having some fun in here. I've enjoyed talking ball with you guys. We've got a question here, Doctor. What is one of the most random NFL knowledge that you can pull out right now? Ooh, okay. Let me think. Right, I've scoured so many like Reddit threads. Okay, here's a good one off the top of my pass, or kind of spoiled it a little bit off the top of my head. Brett Favre's first ever NFL completion was to himself. That is a true story. Look it up. Brett Favre's first ever NFL completion was to himself. What are some other good ones? Oh, geez. What's his name? This was in the Atlanta Falcons John Boy's documentary. I believe. Oh, it was a running back for the Falcons. This was when the Falcons were still a relatively new team. This was a Sports Jeopardy question that I made too. But I cannot remember his name. I'm going to look it up. Falcons' first 1,000-yard rusher. It has to do with their first 1,000-yard rusher. It's such a funny story. Dave Hampton, I think, right? It says Hampton. Yeah, okay. So, I'm just like skimming through the fact check. But, so, Dave Hampton was closing in on being the first ever 1,000-yard rusher for the Falcons. Final game of the season, he did X amount of yards to do that. And I think late in the game, he got it. He hit the 1,000 yards. And so then they have like this giant celebration. Like they're like showing it on the scoreboard and stuff. Everyone's congratulating him. You know, cool moment for like a franchise early on in their life. Their first ever 1,000-yard rusher. And then I don't know if it was the very next play, but shortly after, he gets tackled for a loss and he finishes the season under 1,000 yards after like all that, like, here. Let's see. It's on Reddit here. So in 1972, Dave Hampton became the first player in Falcons history to rush for 1,000 yards in a season. The game was stopped in celebration and Hampton was given a game ball. The next play, he was tackled for a 6-yard loss and finished the season with 995 yards. Oh, man. He did end up getting his 1,000-yard season too, though. It took a few years. Here, let's go through this thread here. In 1973, he had another chance to get a 1,000-yard season, but ended up 3 yards shy. After missing most of the 1974 season due to injury, he rushed for 1,002 yards in 1975 and received the NFL Comeback Player of the Year award. So technically, he's still Atlanta's first ever 1,000-yard rusher at the end of the season, even if it didn't come that year. Wow. That is a crazy story. No, that is one of my favorite, just like obscure, random NFL stories. I'm glad he ended up getting it. Like, it's a good thing there's a happy ending, but yeah, that's a good one. Let's see what else. I mean, there's like a ton, and like if they come to me, like I'll spit them out. But yeah, there's just like some weird stuff. I'm laughing really hard right now. You can't tell because I'm chatting. There's just no way. Oh, there's a way. I mean, only the Falcons, right? Only the Falcons. The poor Falcons. Ted says, I knew that one too. Haha, so weird. Isn't it weird? Like one of the most prolific passers in NFL history completed the first pass of his life to himself. Well, not of his life. You know what I mean. His pro football life, to be more precise. But if I think of any more, here's one. Okay, Titus Howard, offensive tackle for the Texans. He's injured right now. He played quarterback in high school, and he was awesome. He was still like a big guy then too, but go look up Titus Howard high school highlights. I'm going to double check this one too, but I'm pretty sure. Titus Howard High School. I swear. No, not like an actual high school. I swear, he played quarterback. Yeah, look at this. I'm not going to show this, but you guys can go watch this. But yeah, offensive lineman turned quarterback. Can you believe it? So that's a fun one. I don't know why I'm blanking right now. I'm choking, man. I should know more, but I got a few good ones. They're just both happen to be related to the Falcons. So shout out Atlanta in a big spot. But my head itches right now. I'm wearing this hat because my hair got messed up in the wind. And honestly, even though I really shouldn't care, like, I also just think this hat is sick. And it kind of matches like the 49ers look, right? Like they've got the gold helmets. I've got the goldish, tannish hat. And I just think it's a sick hat. I got this. You guys, Gabe, who's been to Athens, Georgia, will never guess where I got this hat. Gabe, where do you think I got this hat? You're not going to believe it. We've actually been to this place together before. It is a place in Athens, I'll say that. But, man, they're showing the yardage right now at halftime. The Niners are outgaining the Giants 242-88. And yet, the Giants are only down 11. That's not terrible. Nick Bosa, they've been double teaming him a lot. He had the sack where he was unblocked. He's been getting some pressure. I mean, he's been playing well. He hasn't had the start to the season like Micah Parsons or TJ Watt has, but he's been playing good football still. Yeah, you just, shrug. No, not there. No. No. I don't know that they have hats there, or at least hats like this. But oh, okay. Ted with a good one. Steelers have the most logo changes out of any team, and the Cowboys have the least. In fact, the only team to not change their logo ever. There's a random one I knew. That's a good one. I did not know the Cowboys have never changed their logo. I believe it, though. I mean, the star is just so iconic. Look at that. They've never changed it from the star. Yeah, they added an outline. That was it. Yeah, you were spot on. I do know the Steelers have had a few different logos, right? They had like the Steel Man for a little bit, and then they changed to the American Steel inspired one, which I love. That's an awesome logo. Oh my goodness. Yeah, look at this. So we've got like, this looks like a tier 3 team in England. Like this looks like a tier 3 soccer team, which I actually kind of like. That one's pretty sick. Pittsburgh Steelers Football Club. And then the Eagle, is that for the Steagles when they merged with the Philadelphia Eagles during the war? And then Card Pit, yeah, when they merged with the Cardinals. That's a good obscure fact. The Pittsburgh Steelers merged with teams during World War II. They lost, like, teams are losing so many players to the war. In 1943, the Steelers and the Eagles merged to form the Steagles. And then in 1944, the Cardinals and the Steelers merged to form the Card Pits. That's a good one right there. Okay. And then back to the football club. Then they've got the Steel Man. And now they've got this logo, which I love this logo. It's so funny. Like, it's such a timeless logo. You'd think that they've always have had it. But no, it's a new logo. Also, I don't know if I'm blocking all of it. No, I'm not. I'm seeing it now. But you're correct, Gabe. I got this at the Georgia Square Mall. Over at JD, I don't know, one of those stores, but I saw this hat. I was like, you know what? This is a cool hat. I'm going to get this hat. But yeah, what is the most tragic sports logo change of all time? Let me think. What are some, I mean, I love the old Oilers logo, and I get like they rebranded to the Titans after moving out of Houston, but how can you pass up this? And the color scheme, right? That's pretty sweet. They also show the Edmonton Oilers. I don't blame them for changing. I mean, I think they could have, I don't know, they could have done better than like the Titans, maybe. Tennessee Titans. I do like alliteration, though. But, man, I respect anyone that rocks Oilers gear, I will say. Earl Campbell Oilers jersey would be sick. The Patriots, yeah, that's a good one. Oh, okay. Mine, in my opinion, mine is the Dolphins, but I can also get behind the Patriots. Pat the Patriot is awesome. Look at this. Yeah. I don't know why they changed from this. I get like it's maybe not as modern, but I like how they bring it back for the red alternates. But why not just have that be your full-time logo? That's a good one. My pick might be the Dolphins. I do not hate the Patriots pick. I don't like how they removed the helmet. Like, I don't know. This was such a cool logo. It's simple, but it's like not like too simple. Like, I don't know. Why did the Dolphin lose its helmet? This one is sweet too. The Dolphins throwbacks, I think, are my favorite uniforms in the NFL. Genuinely. Like, that's a team where it's like, man, why don't you just like, I mean, you can see I've Googled it many times. Man, why don't they just wear these every game? Look how awesome these look. Just wear these every game. I seriously might get like a Tua jersey of this because these are so sweet. And I love Tua. Oh, they're missing out. They really are. These are awesome. The Raptors, you missed the giant dinosaur. He had handles. He did. We'll go to the world of the NBA for a little bit. I love how we're just talking about logos on here right now. It's halftime. This is kind of what we do. That was a good logo. The good old like cartoony logos of the old NBA, like the Grizzlies logo, the old Grizzlies logo. The old Timberwolves logo with like the wolf just like howling at you through the pine trees. That was pretty cool. These are all some good shouts. I like it. But I miss the old Dolphins aesthetic. So sad, man. We talked about this earlier. Hate to see it. Talked about him. Hopefully the second half will start soon. I don't know. The Giants, they don't need a touchdown, but they might. The Niners offense picked up a little bit second quarter. Look at that. Touchdown. Field goal, punt, touchdown. No 3-and-outs for the Niners. I mean, how many plays have they run? My goodness. 15, 20, 31, 42. 42 plays and then the 2 to end the half. But 42 plays at halftime. 42 real plays. Man. Oh, man. Game solved. What's up, man? Welcome to the stream, Game Solved. Good to see you in here. Halftime right now. Giants 49ers. 49ers up 11. Giants get the ball. But welcome to the stream. Good to see you in here. I think of NBA Live 2005 with this. Let's go, Game Solved. How was your day? Yeah, how are you doing? How is everyone doing in here? Have you guys all had good days? My day has been pretty good. Tuesdays and Thursdays are usually a little busy with school. I have 3 classes back to back to back. They're all an hour, 15 minutes long because it's Tuesday, Thursday. But classes were fine today. My Spanish class, I had a mini prueba, a mini quiz, as they say in Spanish, which I thought I did all right on. I felt fairly well prepared for it. I'm in a Spanish linguistics class, which is actually pretty fun. I've liked learning about like how words are constructed. It's a little hard doing it in Spanish sometimes. You think I'd be a little bit better at speaking Spanish since I've been taking Spanish classes since 8th grade, but it's interesting. I enjoy it enough. It can be a lot of work, but that's school for you. My second class, Sport Policy and Governance. We just worked on presentations as we usually seem to do. We give a lot of presentations in there. A lot of student athletes in that class. I will say, UGA's quarterback, I do not think he's in the class any longer. I think he changed classes. I have not seen him there in a minute, but I see other football players in there. And then from my third class, my sustainability capstone, we practiced shooting B-roll, which is a bit of review for me because I had the wonderful Professor Shumway for video journalism for 2 semesters. I love that guy. If he ever sees this somehow, some way, I love Professor Shumway. And honestly, I can give a lot of credit to him for like this channel, for me learning about like how to shoot video decently and mix audio and work with Premiere Pro. I owe a lot of this channel's success to Professor Shumway. So he's awesome. I know Gabe has had him too. But good to see people doing well in here. Worked a lot. Now just chilling, watching Vanilla Vic. Oh, yeah. Shumway like a melody in my head. Never forget, Gabe, when he showed your project as an example in that class. That was something. But we're gonna switch back to here now so you guys can see the full view of me, right? And we don't wanna be spoiling anything with this screen. We'll pop in and out if we need to, but here we go. Big drive for the Giants second half. Talking about finding the spark, he says, we'll see. All right. So they're going to give it to, I forgot his name. I know exactly who it is. He's their third string back. Gary Brightwell. There we go. Goodness. You know what I might do sometime? If I can get another monitor somehow, if I can get another screen. What I do like about these Amazon broadcasts is they have like a next gen stats feed where they kind of show like the all 22. You know what? I'm going to switch to that as we got Grace and Truth in here now. Let's go. Let's go. Welcome to the stream, Grace and Truth. Hope you're doing well. Second half. Oh, here we go. Gary Brightwell again. We're going to switch over to the next gen feed and see the Prime Vision. I don't know if any of you guys have tried this. I've actually never done this before. I think this might be great, honestly, for me streaming, right? They're going to like highlight the players, I think. And you get like a different like view. It's almost like watching the coach's film play out in real time, I think. That's what I saw on Twitter last week. People were talking about it. I hope so. Yeah, look at this. Okay, you've got a different angle, and they're highlighting the players. I might do this for these Thursday night streams. I'm actually kind of liking this. I don't know how many of you guys are watching the game on the normal feed right now, and I could see for sure, like, if you just want to watch a regular game with your friends, or if, like, you're a Giants fan, you might not want to watch this, but, I mean, I'm just you guys can watch the game however you want. I might try doing this and tell you what I'm seeing from here. Also, I just saw U.S. Bank flash across the Jumbotron. The Midwest getting a pop in a big spot. We love to see that. Shout out U.S. Bank. All right, Breida in motion here. No, I love this. And they're showing the time to throw. There goes Daniel Jones with a little bit of a run. I don't know if that was designed or not, but he took off in a hurry there. Watching Pigskin cook. E-Money dropping it like it's hot. Yes, sir. I butchered that. I'm not even going to try again. Man, I am white. Rough dancing there. San Fran is for real. Oh, they are. It is crazy how people tried to write this team off. I saw too many people saying, Seattle might win the division. I don't know about that. We have to remember how good this team is everywhere. Uh-oh. Jones is escaping. No one's getting open. No, I actually love watching the game like this. This is awesome, right? I'm seeing Daniel Jones run around. He's doing what he can. That was a good job by Daniel Jones to try and buy some time. No one got open there. He had like 6 seconds to throw the ball there. That's kind of on the receivers. Someone's got to get open in 6 seconds. Well covered by the 49ers. Good defense there. The pressure was there, but he did a good job of rolling out of the pocket. Right? It's all coming up the middle. You can take it the outside. I actually love this. I'm like nerding out right now about this. This might be how I watch Thursday Night Football. Lions fell victim to Seattle. We are jokes. Yeah, no discipline. I mean, it's a tough loss. I mean, Seattle's not a bad team, though. Seattle made the playoffs last year. They've got good players. For the Lions fans in here, it definitely, I can see how it's a little frustrating watching your defense surrender 31 points, 38 if you count the pick six. So I understand the frustration with that. It was a tough loss. It was a close game. I mean, you guys are not jokes, though. I promise you that. The Detroit Lions are not jokes. Again, nothing has changed. After 2 weeks, my view has not changed. I still see 10, maybe 11 wins in the playoffs for the Detroit Lions. Lions will be 3-3 after 6 games. Well, let's take a look at their schedule, shall we? And we'll see if I agree with that or not. So, speaking of Thursday night, next one is kind of fun. Next week, Thursday night, is Lions-Packers in Lambeau. Oh, okay. Okay. I like it. They play the Falcons this week. Then they got the Panthers, Bucks. So that would put them at 6 games. So you are suggesting, Grace and Truth, that the Lions win 2 out of their next 4. They're at home against the Falcons, then on the road versus the Packers, then at home versus the Panthers, and on the road versus the Bucks. So I would say my poor Panthers. I feel very comfortable about the Lions beating the Panthers, especially at home. That one, not worried about whatsoever. They should beat the Bucks. I get the Bucks are off to a hot start, and this is going to be like the Gabe Conflict of Interest Bowl, but I still think the Lions beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the road. Now, 2-2 is not impossible, though. I kind of see what you're saying, right? If you can go 3-1 in these next 4 games, I think you feel pretty good about yourself. I think they can beat the Falcons. I know. I pick against the Falcons every week, and they keep winning, right? And I promise I don't hate the Falcons. I love the way they play football. I just keep picking against them. I think the Lions can go 3-1 in this stretch, and they could beat the Packers too. I mean, feasibly, they could go 4-0. They could. I don't know that they will. I think 3-1 is maybe a little more likely than you guys think. And I do understand, like, you know, trust me, I get it. Maybe not even to the level that you guys do. Like, I think we can both understand, like, cautious optimism about our favorite teams because of their history. So I get it. Like, the Lions have hurt you guys plenty of times. I don't know. I think 3-1 is maybe a little more likely than you guys give the Lions credit for. As someone that's objective and maybe wouldn't like to see the Lions go 3-1, but also the Vikings are 0-2, and if they lose and they start out 0-3, it might not matter. And then I can stop pretending like the Lions winning has anything to do with the Vikings season. If the Lions go 4-0, I will do something, like eat a piece of paper. Oh, man. All right. Giants on defense now. They got to get a stop. If the Niners get points here, well, if they get a field goal, it's 14. If they get a touchdown, it's probably curtains. Look at that. 48 of 61 rushing yards for CMC after contact. Has he gotten better? Like, he just might have gotten better. But, let's see. Lost to Atlanta and Tampa. Me too, they will beat the Panthers. I think it's feasible to say they lose one of those games. Like, that's understandable. I would give the Falcons probably a better chance than the Buccaneers because the Lions' run defense it had its moments last year where it looked like a weakness. And you worry about maybe Bijan going crazy. But if you're the Lions, you've got a very high-powered offense. If the Lions can get a lead early against the Falcons, I like their chances. Because this Falcons team, I just do not trust to play from behind. They had a nice win against the Packers on the kind of playing from behind last week. But that is the big reason why I still keep picking against the Falcons, though. I just... Desmond Ridder, man. 3rd down and 8, and they're not going to get it. Jennings is short of the sticks. Good play right there to force him short. The Giants D gets a 3 and out. They might get decent field position. This game is not over. All right. You know what? I like this. At least the Giants are keeping themselves in the game. I said going into this game they wanted to be down by like 10 or less at halftime. 11, whatever. It's a 1-point difference. When do you start for clamor for Caleb Williams as a Vikings fan? Well, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I will clamor for Caleb Williams no matter what. Unfortunately, pretty much every other team outside of like maybe 5 or 6. Oh, no, he muffed it. He muffed the ball. I think the Niners got it. There's a flag down, but he muffed the punt. Oh, that's killer. Charlie Warner is signaling that they got the ball. Oh, no. Look at that. He waves for a fair catch even. Oh, did he get touched? Is that what the flag is? Kick catch interference. He did get touched. He kind of sold it a little bit, but he did get touched. Sorry, I will get to chat in a second, but this is a big call right here. Yeah. Oh, the Giants get second life. Kick catch interference. They're going to get great field position now. All right. So, Caleb Williams, I mean, I would love Caleb Williams. But I would say probably almost 2/3 of the teams would love to draft Caleb Williams. The fact is that even though the Vikings have gotten off to a rough start, they are not going to be so bad where they are picking first, which is what you would probably need to pick to get him. And unless a team gets the first overall pick that is dead set on their quarterback, odds are he's getting taken first, and you're not even going to be able to trade up for him. Like, if for as much talk as we hear about, like, oh, teams should go trade up for him, I just don't think that happens. Like, there was no, like whoever gets the first pick is just going to take him. I would like a quarterback. I mean, we know how I feel about Kirk at this point. He's good. He played a heck of a game last week. I'll give him that, right? I tip my cap to him. But I'm ready for a change under center. It's time. He's getting older. The game is changing. I would love Caleb Williams. If the Vikings start 0-3, though, I'm not saying, like, oh, let's tank, because we would have to be really bad to get him. And even if we, like, try to not win, that's still, like... And we're not going to just, like, throw in the towel on the season, I don't think. But Lions lost C.J. Gardner-Johnson and D. Monty. They did. Yeah, those injuries were tough. It's tough. Jameson Williams will be back soon, though. That helps. That does help. He'll be back around the end of that stretch. Or actually, no, he'll be back after that stretch. 6-game suspension. So he'll be back for the Ravens game, which might be a spicy one. That could be a fun game. I think I'm locking in a Falcons win against Detroit. Not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I just think their strengths outweigh our weaknesses. Run game might torch us like a Korean barbecue. You know, that was my line of thinking with Vikings Bucks, and I was right, so I respect it. So I will give you that. Personally, I think the Lions might win, but I totally understand that. I completely understand it. Come on, Danny. Let's cooked. When are you going to do a joint video with Gabriel? Solid duo. I remember the PAX Alive duo a few years ago. PAX Live. We don't stand. I mean, Ed Sheeran is on after this. Well, I'll tell you what. I would love to do, like, a collab stream with Gabe at some point. And Gabe, I'll be honest, and I don't want to put you on the spot, and I don't know how this works with your job or if you're even allowed to do this, but all I'm going to say, what did we just talk about? What is it? The Lions play on Thursday night, and I don't know, you kind of like the Lions? If you are allowed to, would you be interested in maybe doing a little joint stream with me? Watch party, Lions Packers. We are quite the duo, I will say. Two Grady kids, two sports media kids, you know, just trying to make our way in the industry. And if you don't have to answer right now, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I noticed that earlier today. I was like, I wonder what next week's Thursday game is. And then I saw the Lions on there, and I thought, that could be fun. Get a Lions fan in here. But again, I don't know how that works. I don't know if you're allowed to. Maybe you don't want to, and if you don't, that's okay. But I will extend the invitation. Oh, Waller almost with a sick catch. They're going to get the flag. The Giants, they're knocking on the door. Uh-oh. I'll ask my boss tomorrow. Let's go. You know what? That's all I ask. You know what? That's awesome. That's great. I will keep it pigskin family friendly. There we go. Oh, yeah. You know what this channel is about. I mean, if you let one slip, it's not the end of the world. I don't really care, but that's just a personal choice that I've made. I recognize there's honestly probably not a lot of children watching this. Game solved says 1st and goal. It is. I mean, Waller doing what he does. Big play. Drawing the flag. Giants knocking on the door here. They've got Breida in the backfield. They'll give it to him. He's in. Touchdown, Giants. I'm finding myself rooting for the Giants to come back here. Here we go. We got a game. Thursday Night Football coming through again. Matt Breida against his former team. It's a 5-point game. Maybe 4. Check the PAT. Or do they go for 2? No, you got to go for 2 here. Go for 2, right? Go for 2, make it a 3-point game. Here we go. All right, we got a game on our hands here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm loving it. This is awesome. Giants defense holding up. Look at that. They're going to go for 2. Oh. All right. What do you do here if you're Brian Daboll? You got to throw it, right? Get Jones on the move. Get him the option to either throw or pass. Get him moving out to his right. Oh, he's crunched up the middle. Oh, that could be a big play in this game. Bosa getting home. Remember that play if this game comes down to the end. Remember that 2-point conversion. Oh. Oh, man. Oh, that's right. We're playing in fantasy, aren't we? Didn't play Breida against me. He's on my bench. Hey, hindsight is 20/20. How can you actually know, right? Let's check our fantasy game right now. We also got another fantasy matchup going on right now in the baseball world. Ace on the rotation is trying to make history. But let's check in on this. I don't know what it is, man. I'm just not that good at fantasy football. I always fall in love with players and they like underperform or they get hurt. Or I get a little too cute with my picks. Let's see how we're doing here. Playing against Felix. It's 0-0. I've got a few guys questionable. But I don't know. It should be a close matchup. You're projected to win for what it's worth. You're projected to win by 4. I would go for 2, but I play too much Madden. I mean, I think it was the right call. You don't get it. You need a touchdown to go ahead. You kick the field goal. Or, sorry, you don't get it. You need a touchdown. You kick a field goal. You need a touchdown. If you went for 2, you only need the field goal. So the downside of not getting the 2-point conversion isn't nearly as bad as, or isn't nearly as severe as the upside for going for 2, if that makes sense. I play some Madden too, though. Sometimes I make some wild decisions. But oh, he took your stream. Let's go. All right. You know what? James coming up clutch, taking your streams, helping me out. A little assist right here. Oh, good old fantasy baseball. You like my fantasy football name? I do. I'm assuming it's going to change every week, and it's just going to be like a stock image of some random person you found on the internet. Let me show my screen for this, actually. Let me show you what we're working with right now. We've got Dr. Pigskin's Gridiron Army versus Felix. Last week it was Harold. During the draft it was Craig. I'm curious to see what it's going to be next week. It's going to be like Bert or something. And just some random guy. But yeah, we're 1-1. We had a tough loss last week, but we bounced back. Run it back like Saquon. Oh man, that unlocked a memory. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. The last good Madden. Good. I enjoy Madden 20. I still have it on a disc. I still have a Madden franchise. Well, it's a tradition, me and the Fargo boys. We do Madden Fantasy Franchise on Madden 20. Every year we do an online one. I've yet to win the Super Bowl. I got humiliated this summer. If any of the Fargo boys are ever in here, my humbling defeat with the Cardinals was well noted. Good times. But here we go. All right, so now it's a 5-point game. The next-gen stats is still giving the 49ers an 89% chance to win the game. I feel like that's a little high, is it not? I mean, it's still like definitely in their favor, but maybe like 75 instead of 89 personally. I don't know. I don't fully agree with that. Sorry, my neck hurts a little bit. I'm stretching it out. Heavy formation here for the Niners to start things off. Oh, wide open Debo. Look at that. Breaking tackles still going. Deebo's still on his feet. Oh, what a catch and run by Deebo Samuel. Ho-ho! That's what happens when you get him in space, ladies and gentlemen. Good play design. Load it up heavy, make it look like you're going to run the ball. Look at this route by Deebo here. It's not anything too crazy. He just runs. Oh, there's a space. Wide open. One guy missed. Two guy missed. Three guys can't bring him down. Oh, I'm still going. Fourth guy? Nope. Can't bring me down either. It took 5 guys to take him down. Oh, man. There's a reason he's like always at the top of yards after catch. And Kyle Shanahan, again, just getting him open. You just never know what's going to come. Uh-oh. Purdy in trouble. Down he goes. Not much down the field for him. A lot of deeper routes. There's that Giants pass rush. Is that Leonard Williams getting home? That's good to see if you're a Giants fan. That's a good answer. After giving up a big play, you know, the Niners try and go up quickly. They try and maybe catch you out of breath. You get a sack. You set him behind the sticks a little bit. Mickey Mouse. Ho-ho. Nah, Deebo's not a Mickey Mouse player, right? Like, is it true that Deebo Samuel might not be as good of a player outside of San Francisco? Absolutely. But again, good coaching just utilizes players to their strengths. Play action, wide open Kittle. There's that play action. There's that gravity. You have to respect, when you have a back like McCaffrey in the backfield, you have to respect that handoff. Even if you know, like, hey, they run a lot of play action, they might pull it back, you have to respect it. Let's watch these linebackers right here, right? Look at that. Boom, they come in. It's over. Kittle's got the leverage. As soon as they come in, it's over. Kittle's open. Man. That was another good play. That is what they do. Still 3rd and 4, though. They got to pick this up here. For as much as I've been worshiping at the altar of Shanahan, let's pick up this big 3rd down. Oh, that's a tight window. Yeah. Into double coverage. Give the Giants... Oh, there's a flag. I don't know about that. Let's see the replay. I only had one bet. I'll answer your question here in a sec. Let me check in on them. It's not doing too hot, honestly. I'm glad I only played one today. But... So let's see. Is there a flag here? Is there enough? He grabs him. Yeah, he's got him by the shirt. I don't even know if he needed to do that, but that is a fair call. Yeah. But anyways, I had Daniel Jones over 39.5 rushing yards and Elijah Mitchell over 30.5 rushing yards. My line of thinking was that going up against this great defense, Daniel Jones is going to be running a lot, and sort of the safety valve for him without Saquon, instead of just checking it down to Saquon, his safety valve was going to be scramble, just scramble. And without Saquon, maybe a few more designed runs for Daniel Jones. The Giants just haven't had the ball enough for him to get those yards. And then my line of thinking with Elijah Mitchell was Elijah Mitchell didn't play at all last week. And Kyle Shanahan said maybe that was a mistake. You know, Christian McCaffrey, through the first 2 weeks, leading the league in not only rushing yards, but in carries, which is pretty surprising considering how they used him last year. When Christian McCaffrey came to the Niners last year, it was about a 60-40 split for carries between him and Elijah Mitchell. Christian McCaffrey had 20 or more carries only once in the 11 games he played with the Niners last season. He already has 2 games with 20-plus carries this year, and he might get a third. But I just did not think they were going to keep continuing to use him as like this workhorse 20-carry guy, especially on a short week and with his injury problems, right? Like, you know, that was my line of thinking, is that we were going to see a lot more Elijah Mitchell. Maybe the Niners would be blowing the Giants out. When they're killing the clock, it's going to be Mitchell in there. And again, running in this offense. For a running back like Mitchell, who's solid, like, he's not, like, amazing, but he's a good, honest NFL player, right? Those holes will be there. He'll hit them. Like, 31 yards shouldn't be too crazy. But it's not looking the greatest right now. As I see, we've got Caden in the chat. Welcome to the stream, Caden. Good to see you in here. I'm sure you were hard at work earlier today. I'm assuming you just got off work. How's your day been, man? Good to see you in here. Hey, Mitchell's getting close. He's got 5 for 27. Mitchell will hit. Unfortunately, Daniel Jones has only 5 rushing yards. And that stinks because, like, Like Elijah Mitchell was the one I felt really good about. I just wanted to find one to pair with, and I felt pretty good about Daniel Jones too. But hey, Caden, you're in the group chat with the Fargo boys, right? What did I say? I said Elijah Mitchell today. So maybe Parker's bets are hitting. I told him to play Elijah Mitchell. He hasn't hit yet, but it's good to see you in here. Eric popped off that game. I'm assuming you're talking about the Cardinals Super Bowl loss. I popped off, but not in a way you might think. Look at this. Caden, Gabriel. Oh, look at that. Cute. Hey, also, another question, Gabe. This is extremely random, but now that we've got Caden in here too. I don't know if you would be interested in this or not, but the Fargo boys, we are looking for a fifth person to play 2K with us. Maybe if you were interested in that. Now, the one catch is it would have to be on current gen, but if you're interested in that, let us know because we're looking for a fifth to play with us. Have I had enough water today? I don't know if that was to me or not. Also, that throw's not there on 3rd and 8. Oh, but another flag. Another flag. Oh, Dable's heated. I have not had enough water today, I will say. I should get some more. My big gulps. Oh, let me see the replay. I never want to jump to conclusions on penalties because, like, once you see the replay, usually you're like, yeah. Let's see. Kittle trying to get a release. Thibodeau with the shove. Oh! They're going to get illegal contact on him for that? Ooh, I don't know. I just don't like that call being made in a big spot like this. And maybe by the book, is he 5 yards downfield? Maybe. And maybe, like, Thibodeau just shouldn't have done that. But, oh, that's killer. Oh. Boof McGee and P. Jackson. Classic. I need to not make myself 5'10". You know, I've done that before. I did that the first 2K we played, and I got destroyed for it. There's CMC up the middle. But yeah, if you're interested, man, I don't want to like make you buy a new game or anything, but if you are interested, just let us know. You can meet the big puppy. All right, so, I mean, if the Niners get a touchdown here, it's back to an uphill battle for the Giants. I feel like at this point it might be 4 down. Yeah, it might be 4 down territory. If you kick the field goal, it's still a touchdown game. Fake to McCaffrey. Purdy falling back again. We've seen that a lot today. He's trying to hit like the little fadeaway. I don't know, man. That's kind of a Rodgers thing. I love you, Purdy. And again, the pressure's been there a little bit. Like, some of it is just like that's what he's had to do. Pressure? Yeah. I mean, what else can you really do? You can try and step up. If anything, that's a positive indictment on the Giants' defense. He's just throwing that ball away. All right, that one's not as bad. There was a few earlier in the game, though, where he's, like, fading away. And Purdy's stats on play action haven't been that great today. They're showing on the screen right now. 3 for 8, 51 yards, 6.1 yards per attempt. Usually that's a lot higher. Pressure again. Look at the Giants' defense. Goal line stand. Maybe. It's 4th and goal. Do they take a 3 and make it an 8-point game? Kyle Shanahan, for as much as I praise him, he is a bit of a conservative coach. I might go for it here. It's easy for me to say over here on my desk, but again, they kick the field goal. The Giants can tie it up with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. If you get like 4 yards, you don't end the game, but you really make it hard. I don't love this. I don't know. I would go for it, to be honest. Trust your offense to get you 4 yards. What do I know, though? I'm not a coach, but we'll see. 20-12. The Giants are still in it. See, that is a big win for the Giants, that drive right there. It's still a touchdown game. They're keeping it within one possession. For as long of a drive as that is, the Giants just need one touchdown, and it's a tie. Well, and the 2-point conversion. But if they get that, it's a tie game. After everything that has gone the Niners' way, all these long drives. Look at this. 11 play, 72-yard drive, but it ends with 3. They needed 3 more yards. That's the kind of drive that you would just love to squeeze 4 more points out of. Oh. I'm going to take a bite out of a wonderfully ripe peach I bought from Publix 2 days ago. Perfect texture. Shout out Publix. I'm sure the Publix in Florida is even better than the Publix here. I do like the Publix over on Barnett Shoals, though. That one's a bit newer. That one's nice. I love me some pub subs. I might have to get a pub sub soon. The chicken tender sub goes crazy. If you've never had a Publix chicken tender sub and you're near a Publix, do yourself a favor. Get it. Sorry, my neck. I need a mic stand too. Like Stream Deck and mic stand might be the 2 next things. If I can get the mic up here so I don't have to like ruin my posture talking like this. It honestly doesn't look bad on camera. It's not like the worst thing in the world, just like the way this desk is set up too. But I can always hold it like this too, like I'm doing a stand-up for the Carmichael Sports Media Institute. I'm Dr. Pigskin. But Grant's Place of Worship. Yeah, he low-key put me on pub subs a little bit. He told me about them like 2 years ago maybe. I had like heard about them a little bit online, but he raved about them, and then eventually curiosity killed the cat, and I had my first pub sub last year, and yeah, it lives up to the hype. I'm going to try and program a bug into OBS for you in my free time. That would be sick. I mean, if you really want to do that, man, I would really appreciate it. Maybe you could be rewarded accordingly for that contribution. That would be so nice. But yeah, we've got a few plans for how we can spice these streams up a little bit, but that'll come with time and patience. You know, I'm perfectly content doing things the way I am right now. I'm 23 years old. This channel is growing. We're working. So I'm happy with my pace of development right now. Honestly, if anything, I'm ahead of schedule. So we'll take it. You know, I can't complain whatsoever. Can Caden come to UGA versus Florida? Asterix. Well, I've got some bad news about maybe if I can come. I'm not sure, to be honest. It's not looking good right now. Eric R. says, I don't think I've ever seen a Publix store before. So I'm going to guess that you're not from around Florida, which I had never seen a Publix store before either until I came to UGA. But if you ever get the chance, go, because they're really nice. They're just like really nice grocery stores too. And the deli there is amazing. I cannot recommend it enough. But yeah, I'll have updates for you later, Gabe, but it is not looking likely. I don't know. We'll see. That is tough, man. I really did want to go. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It's not like buried, but it might be on life support. The Giants are not on life support, and they can really like come back from the hospital bed with a good touchdown drive right here. They're going to start off with the screen to Wan'Dale Robinson. Another flag. What is up with these penalties? But a lot of them. How many penalties is that now? Oh. It was either declined or they picked it up. 2nd and 8. Look at Purdy over on the sideline. You know, I got to give Amazon credit. They've done a good job with these Thursday night broadcasts. Again, it's not even like behind a paywall. Now we got a full start. Great segue. Thank you. Okay, here's a random fact. This has nothing to do with the NFL, but I'm going to double check actually because I could be wrong. Oh, never mind. All right. I thought I had an obscure segue fact. Well, I kind of do. So segue, here, let me look this up. Honestly, it's irrelevant. Seg is short for segue, and it's spelled differently. I don't know. I couldn't word it properly. The thought is gone now. It's 2nd and 13. This matters more. Ooh, big hit. Robinson caught it to his credit. The 49ers defense just has aura. You might see that word on Twitter a lot, like aura. Like, they just have like this presence about them. I always say this. They play like their hair is on fire. They just play so fast. Honestly, the way they play, just the speed and intensity, it reminds me of UGA's defense. Like, it is just, and they've got good players everywhere. I'll answer your Mario Kart question here after 3rd and 9. This is a big play. Pressure coming. Uh-oh. Jones escapes. Flag is down, and Slayton had a step on him. It was a tough throw. There's pressure in his face. A flag is down. Could the Giants get a first down on the penalty? Fred Warner looks upset. I think it's going to be on him. Pass interference or holding, maybe. Double holding. Oh, it's double holding. Oh no. Oh, that would have been a big break for the Giants or the Niners, I guess. Either way. Oh, okay. 3rd and 9 again. They get to do it all over again. Look at how much Brian Dable is sweating. I don't blame him. I would be too. I do not blame him. All right, what do you do here? Waller in motion. He's in a stack. Is it going to go to him? They're hiding him behind Hodgins. Yeah, they're going to Waller. Oh. Good idea. They tried to hit the back shoulder there. That's like a Mike McDaniel classic. You motion Waller into a stack, almost like hide him behind the receiver, and boom, just like hit him on the wheel route. They do that with Tyreek Hill. That's the Tyreek Hill play. Usually Tyreek Hill, like, they respect his speed so much that instead of going deep, Hill will just cut across and, like, take the underneath. And he usually has, like, 5 yards of separation. I'm going to talk about that extensively in my next video. That play you just saw right there with Darren Waller. But the Dolphins doing it with Tyreek Hill. And they don't always send him deep. They'll, like I talked about in my last stream. He's either going deep and he runs by you. So then you respect his speed. But then you're like 5 yards off of him, and he just cuts underneath. Easy play. But it was a weird-looking throw. I saw the vision there. I think he was trying to hit him back shoulder. Also, my AirPods died again. That just goes to show how long these streams are. Put him back in here, packing the case to charge, but it should still be sounding good. But to answer your question, who's my go-to in Mario Kart? So I said that Funky Kong was the meta. And I used Funky Kong for most of my life because, you know, the world record holders used him. But I use Rosalina now. I use Rosalina because, 1, I like being different. 2, Super Mario Galaxy is my favorite game of all time, and I want to pay tribute. And Rosalina is just sick, right? She's a literal guardian of the galaxy. And 3, because Rosalina's boosts are pretty good too. She doesn't have the full speed boost like Funky Kong, but she gets about 3/4 of Funky Kong's speed boost, but she also gets a mini turbo boost. So she's probably like the second best option if you're going to like be scientific about it. And I don't know. Again, I like being different because if you play online like I do, it is all Funky Kong and Daisy. Daisy's like the meta for the medium, like there's like the heavyweights and the mediums and the smalls. Daisy is the medium meta. So I'm a Rosalina Flame Runner user myself, personally. But Funky Kong and Flame Runner is the meta. I like being different. Oh, back on the Giants defense again, though. The onus is back on the Giants defense to try and get another stop. How much longer can they, like, keep it together? This Niners offense, they've kind of slowed down a little bit. Well, I say that. I don't know. They just had a really long drive, but they only came away with 3. But the Giants defense, I feel like, has warmed up a little bit in this game. They're keeping them in this game. This is where you miss Saquon. If the Giants have Saquon right now, this game might be tied. He just adds so much to this offense. I choose Yoshi because dinosaur. Good pick. I do like Yoshi. Yoshi is pretty awesome, and he is a dinosaur. They showing AI-generated images of Brock Purdy? Oh, man. We live in a Black Mirror episode. There's his high school coach. That's pretty cool. I'm sure he's got to feel happy for himself. Well, happy for him, too, obviously. That's a selfish way of looking at it. His coach is happy for himself, but look at Brock. It's Brock Star season, baby. Brock on. Are they going to... Oh, San Francisco took a timeout? Yeah, they were, like, still in the huddle with, like, 8 seconds left on the play clock. It was kind of ticking down. Purdy is 11 for 17 for 126 yards and 1 touchdown on quick throws, but he has a completion percentage over expected of a little less, like minus 4%. So it's 4% under expected, pretty much. I just love the Niners, not for any specific reason. I just think they have some likable players and big flock Brock. No, they're a fairly likable team, I will say. Like, there's not too much to dislike about them. Unless you're like a divisional rival, which I understand that. But as far as I know, they don't seem to be problematic, right? They play an awesome brand of football. Awesome uniforms, historic franchise. Here's that play action again. Good catch by Kittle. Kittle kind of had to reach out for that. That's a catch that's harder than it looks. And he caught it cleanly. He didn't have to break stride. That's a good play by Kittle. See, He's almost like underrated as a receiver just because he adds so much as a blocker and they use him as a blocker so much. And, you know, he's not really the top dog. Like, he's not like getting an insane target share because they spread the ball around. But like, people kind of forget 2018, he set the receiving yards record for tight ends. Kelsey broke it, but like, he's still number 2. Second most receiving yards by tight end in a single season. It's Kittle. Also, I think Mitchell just cashed. Let's go. All right, so at least that one's right. But anyways, we got some more activity in the chat here. Gabe shouting out White Bear, a classic Black Mirror episode. And Ted saying, okay, I know we got off this conversation, but I forgot to tell you, and just remembered, I was going to say this. The character in one of the Steelers' logos name is Steely McBeam. He's also a punter. It's really odd that you have a character as a punter and especially as your logo. I did not know that. I guess it makes sense. It looks like he's doing a punting motion. Ted, you are a cornucopia of knowledge, and I absolutely love it. I'm learning so much from you. Keep them coming. This is awesome. Wow. I did not know that. Steely McBeam. I'm going to have to get like a Steely McBeam crew neck. I wonder if they have that. That would be sick. I do like the Steelers, too. That's another franchise I respect. Oh, I've seen him before. Like the actual live-action mascot. Okay, I've seen this guy. Hold on, let me pull this up for you guys real quick. You guys have probably seen him too. I did not know he was inspired by their old logo, but that makes sense. Steely McBeam. That is so sick. Look at this. He's an ally too. Look at that. Steely McBeam. Steely McBeam crew neck. Oh, no way. I might have to get one. We'll see. That's sweet. Oh, that's pretty cool, too. Yeah, look at that. He's punting. Oh, we got an injury. Hopefully he's okay. He's being helped off. All right, so it's 1st and 10 for the Niners. Right? At this point, we're starting to look at, like, if the Niners get a touchdown, it's close to game over. Even if they get a field goal, it's close to game over. There's just not much time left. Mitchell with another carry. I really don't know that you can let them get points here. It's not looking good. Ah, another guy down. Who is that? Can't quite tell. Oh, now he's getting up. Davidson? Getting helped off. Ooh, he looks shaken up. Well, the clock has stopped. I'm not sure what the rule is. I know like there's like some point in the game where like if your guy gets hurt, like you have to take a timeout. I don't think we're at that point yet, but we're almost done here with this third quarter. Again, the Giants have just kind of been hanging around a little bit. Like they've just been there. It's been a good effort from them, especially as shorthanded as they've been. If you're going to be down 8, down a touchdown and 2-point conversion going into the fourth quarter, that's a good effort. On the road on a short week against a really, really good team. If you're the Niners, you just want to get out of here with a win. We'll see. They might pull away here quarter 4, depending on how this drive goes. They have the chance to kill a decent amount of clock. They could even take a few minutes off here in the fourth, depending on how long they take. Just run the ball. That's how you close out games. Who's going to be the closer? Is it going to be CMC, Mitchell, maybe a mix of both? Who's going to close this game out? Or can the Giants just keep hanging around? Now would be a great time for a takeaway for their defense, too. They have not gotten one tonight. Uh-oh. Double motion. The fullback and the running back are the wide receivers. Debo in the slot. Kittle. Kittle with the stiff arm. He's got the first and a whole lot more. Oh, man. 27 yards after the catch for George Kittle. He hits the celebration, and that should take us into the fourth quarter. Good drive so far from George Kittle. Look at that. My Kittle take is looking pretty good right now. Again, I'm not going to call him better than Kelce because maybe that's a bit extreme. But also, he's right there. I honestly believe he's just like right there. There was a time, I think, before injuries kind of sapped the... But even then, like, he looked good as a receiver last year. Like, oh, he's right there. I totally understand that, like, Kelce is the best tight end in the NFL, and he's just such a threat as a receiver. He's such a vertical threat. He's so good in the red zone. He's also great after the catch. And he's probably a little bit better out wide and in the slot than Kittle. I get that. But if we're talking about just lining him up in line as a tight end, you don't want to restrict him to that one position, and Kittle plays the others too. You could say 1A and 1B. How about that? But I have no issue with just saying Kelce is 1, Kittle's 2. I have no issue. But I really think it's those two. Andrews is good. He would be my 3. But it's definitely probably Kelce, Kittle, a little bit bigger gap. Andrews, and a little bit of a bigger gap. Hawkinson, Waller, Goddard. And then after that, Njoku's good. Like, there's good tight ends, right? And this isn't fantasy football where, like, it's only Kelce is good and that's it. But Kyle Pitts is a guy I'd like to see more from, and it's not even his fault. He's just in an offense that doesn't suit him, I don't think. At this point, just give up and put him at wide receiver. I think he could be good there. We're doing some tight end talk here as we're going into the fourth quarter. 10:42 the local time here in Athens. Thank you guys for staying up late with me. I know you guys have got like work or school, maybe other stuff going on, but I appreciate you guys spending the night with me. This has been fun. What is this commercial? Is that an iPhone? Interesting. I suppose the new iPhone is like out or it's coming out. It's so cinematic. Titanium, huh? Did you guys see that thing where it's like you can like share your number by like touching your iPhone with someone else? It's innovative. It's almost like a little scary though. It's weird. Also, that I'm not even gonna comment on that commercial. If you saw the Lotrimin Ultra commercial, I'm so sorry. That was something. I think they knew what they were doing with that. That's what I'll say. Maybe I'm just damaged beyond repair. Fourth quarter, let's do this. Back to some football. That's enough commercials. What is the down and distance again? I forgot. 1st and 10. That's right. Kittle, big catch. They're in field goal range. The it's over meter is teetering a little bit. It's teetering. Purdy. Oh, I thought he caught that. Oh, that would have been a sick catch by McCaffrey. I think it's going to draw the flag, though. Man. No way. We've got Johnny Hockey in here. What's going on, John? Welcome to the stream. How's it going? How you been? 49ers are up 20-12 right now, but it's looking like they might extend that lead a little bit. But welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're doing well. I went to high school with him. We were in math class together. DECA legend. This is a DECA state champion in the chat right here. Oh, it was in his hands. He probably could have caught that. That's a tough catch, though. You got a guy in your grill. So they call it defensive holding. That's big. It's not a spot foul. Ooh, okay. That hopefully we don't have another Dave Hampton situation. Mitchell just got stuffed there. I think he's still over 31, but I'm going to check that now, actually. Again, not like it matters. Daniel Jones has like 5 rushing yards. Okay, we're good. He's at 36. 5.1 yards per carry. Going to have to leave to do some homework. Hey, no worries, man. I appreciate you popping in here. Ain't no worries about that. School comes first, right? You still at UND? Is that correct? 2nd and 12 here. Debo in motion. Oh, they get Mitchell for a loss again. Now, they would have to get like a comically big sack here on 3rd down to push them out of field goal range. If I'm the Niners, I might just run the ball and try and mitigate any disaster. If you throw the ball, you run the risk of getting sacked, strip sack, maybe even you could throw a pick. I might just run the ball. At this point in the game, I usually like being aggressive in general, but at this point in the game, I don't mind being conservative and taking the 3, especially with how your defense is played if you're the 49ers. We'll see. They're coming out. They're spreading the ball out. They are going to pass. I'm just going to check it down to Kittle, who does not get taken down by either of the guys that come at him. I mean, again, if the field was wider, he'd still be going. 4th down, though. They'll take the 3. You know what? That's a pretty good result, though. You take the 3. I saw the evolution of the Super Bowl blueprint in my suggestions, not knowing who it was you. Great video. Keep up the good work. Still at UND, heading out. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. I do. It is good to hear from you. Welcome to the channel, man. Welcome to the stream. You are actually the 2nd person from Fargo that has like gotten that video and not known it was me until they watched it. If you remember Dawson Lindahl, he texted me a few weeks ago saying that like he was like watching that video. It was on in the background while he was playing the show, and then like he looked down and he's like, wait, that's Eric. So if you remember another DECA legend, that's crazy. 2 people from DECA now have just randomly found my channel. It's exciting. But you have a good night, man. Good drive for the Niners. Now it's a 2-score game. They're up 11. Now, let's go back to game script, right? Here's what we talked about earlier, right? So there's 12:47 left. The Giants should get 2 more possessions, right? They're likely going to get 2 more possessions. They're going to get this one. And then as long as the 49ers don't just like do prime NDSU, like 17-play, 8-minute drive, like they're going to get another one. However, the Giants have to play, like the Giants have put themselves in a position to win. However, they have to play nearly perfect now down the stretch to do it. It's possible, right? I should know if anything. This is how like the Vikings won all their games last year. Was like just down the stretch they would get the stop when they needed it, and then they'd get the score when they needed it. The Giants need score, stop, score. That is what you need. And you have to be relatively quick with both of your drives too. You don't really want like a 6-minute drive, because even if you get like a 6-minute touchdown drive, that means there's 6:47 left for the Niners, and even if they don't score, they could take like 4 minutes off the clock. Do we see Jalen Hyatt on this drive? I feel like we haven't heard his name at all. Granted, he only had 2 catches last week, but he gave the big plays when they needed it. I don't even think he's been targeted, has he? I mean, has he been out on the field? This is kind of why you got him, right? You need that extra dimension of explosiveness. He had 2 catches for 89 yards last week. He's active. He's healthy. Can you try and scheme him open? Can you try and maybe take a shot over the top with him? Or can you try and get him out in space, have him get some yards after the catch? I would keep my eyes out for Jalin Hyatt on this drive. If Jalin Hyatt's out on the field, the ball's probably going to him because he has not gotten a single target yet, and they need a big play. That is what I will say. That is my comment. Other than that, I mean, we could see they've gone to Waller some. Waller's good down the field. He's got good speed for a tight end, but he's just not quite the burner that Hyatt or like a top-end deep threat is. At this point, you're not too concerned about running the ball. You just want to score quick. I mean, if Daniel Jones sees like 20 yards open space and he takes off, oh, you definitely take it. But you need chunk plays. And this is something that the Giants are a little inconsistent with, is getting those chunk plays. The 49ers, they have them on the ropes. If the 49ers get a stop here, the game is probably over. But again, I have not been able to call it over yet because the Giants have done a decent job of hanging around in there. This has been a good effort by their players and coaches, especially on defense. Their defense came to play today. This is the Giants' defense I was hoping to see this season. It showed up tonight. You see 23 points, yeah, but they've kept them in this game. Flag is down. It's in the backfield. It's probably going to be a hold. Jones did take off there, but I don't know. Do you think if the Giants won, then it would be upset of the week? Probably, especially with how shorthanded they've been. Down some key players on offense, going on the road against the 49ers. You haven't looked that great this season on a short week. I mean, it would take something shocking otherwise, like what? I mean, Broncos beating the Dolphins, Bears beating the Chiefs. It would probably take the Bears beating the Chiefs to top this as upset of the week, which again, it kind of sounds harsh towards the Giants. This is not even an indictment on the Giants as we get a face mask call there. But Tampa over Philly would be pretty big too, even though both teams are 2-0. All right, Waller over the middle. Huh. I don't know why, but I can't get my mind off logos and mascots. You talked about Miami. Did you know the Dolphins' name is Snowflake? Really? No. I did not know that. Interesting. Do you know why? Interesting. That's cool. I did not know that. Snowflake. They don't have any of those in Miami. 2nd and 13. Jones with time. And there's just nothing deep down the field. Like, he's going through his progressions, and he has to go to the underneath guy. He has to go to his check down Campbell there. But they get like 2 yards. You can't, I mean, you can because 2 yards is better than nothing, but like, you kind of just need to take a shot at some point. That is the one thing with, like, Daniel Jones doesn't like take too many risks. But in a spot like this, you kind of have to. I get when you're like in the, like, you're like tied or you're leading. You don't want to turn the ball over. That's just not how your team is built. But you kind of need to be a dog here. Oh. That looked like it was going to be intercepted, but the ball died a little bit. He was looking for Waller. Killer 3-and-out for the Giants. Let's watch this route by Waller here. Yeah, he has a good release. He missed him. He just missed him. Oh, Danny. The throw was there. That should have been a first down. Frustrating. Oh, that one's on Daniel Jones. That is part of the experience. But you also hope that he can hit those throws. He's getting paid a lot of money. You hope that he can at least hit those throws. Yeah, he might not hit like those insane tight windows like we saw in the first quarter, but you hope he can hit that one. Oh, that might be game. It is looking rough now. My bets certainly aren't hitting. Honestly, that's okay. I've had fun watching this game. I don't really care. As long as I'm not crazy with my money, right? I need to stretch out my neck again. Drink some water real quick. At this point, you might be banking on a turnover if you're the Giants. I mean, the 49ers have pretty good field position, too. You need either the fastest 3-and-out ever or a turnover to be still in here. I'm starting to think about dropping Jones from my fantasy team. You see, it's tempting because he does offer that rushing upside. We haven't seen it tonight, obviously, but in general, he's a good bet to get decent amount of rushing yards. And if you want to talk about a meta, having a rushing quarterback is a good thing to have in fantasy. Who's your other quarterback? Do you have another quarterback? If you have another quarterback that you feel good about, then I would consider it. But if he's your starter or if he's like in a QB competition, I would consider giving it one more week. Who do the Giants play next? That's another question. I mean, it is the 49ers. This might be the best defense in football. They play the Seahawks next week. I don't hate that matchup for him. I don't know. I might hold on to him and see how he does against the Seahawks. Giants have a gauntlet of a schedule. Then they've got the Dolphins and Bills. Man, okay. The Giants start off with the Cowboys week 1, the Niners right now, then the Seahawks, Dolphins, and Bills. My goodness. Their only like respite, however you say it, is the Cardinals, which they got their win, but actually the Dolphin has had many name changes. It's now called TD, which is a play for the Dolphin. Oh, I like that. TD, little word play there. And I have Anthony Richardson, who is a good rushing QB. Oh, he is a great rushing QB. Oh, man. If Anthony Richardson is healthy, I would start him over Daniel Jones. I will say that. His health is a question, though. He is in the concussion protocol. I would hold on to Danny for now. I'm assuming you probably started him since he's playing right now and Richardson has the concussion. I would hold on to Jones for right now, see how he does while Richardson is hurt. But if Richardson comes back, start him. Again, it's going to be an up and down experience to start things off, but man, he looks exciting. He's already maybe the best running quarterback in the NFL. He is so good with the ball in his hands. It's awesome. All right, they get the ball at around the 30 to start. Easy look for Debo. Debo breaking tackles, first down, and he's still going up near midfield, up to the logo already. Debo's having a game. How about that? Looks like we got some rabbit hole action going. Not to say he's a bad quarterback, but he doesn't have too much help from his team, and I feel like Saquon will do good once he comes back. I mean, yeah, Debo's hurt. Oh. Sorry, hold on. I'll get to that. What happened here? RPO play. He keeps going. Comes down hard. He's like holding his rib. Debo chants are breaking out here. Man, he's still down. That stinks. All right, commercial break. Hopefully Debo's okay. He's still down, but at once there was actually a real dolphin they kept in a tank on the field. I feel like I read that somewhere. I'm sure there's like animal rights reasons as to why they stopped, but was looking into that because you asked why. LOL, this one is a rabbit hole. You are such a good information gatherer. I feel like, I don't know, in another life you would have been an excellent journalist, Ted. You do your research really well. I respect it. But yeah, I started him because I wanted to be safe rather than sorry. Thanks for the advice. Of course, man. If any of you guys have fantasy advice, I'll always spit free game. I'll give my opinions. Help you guys out, right? We're all in this together. But yeah, hold on to him for now. See how he is looking once Richardson comes back. But if Richardson comes back, I would start him because he's probably just the best runner on that Colts team. And Shane Steichen works magic with running quarterbacks. Hope Debo's okay. Me too. Let me see if there's anything on Twitter or X. I'm calling it Twitter. It still says twitter.com. Deebo Samuel. I mean, I feel like no one's going to know right now what happened. So maybe you can't really speculate. None of us are doctors. 49ers news. 49ers and NFL News 24/7 says he's up and walking under his own power. Looks like the wind got knocked out of him. We'll see if that's true or not. Hopefully that is true. They've got almost 20,000 followers. All right. Well, hopefully he just got the wind knocked out of him. I've got the wind knocked out of me a few times. I will never forget the first time I got the wind knocked out of me. There he is walking off the field. Look at that. He's twisting and turning. That's good to see. I got scared for a sec. He's like holding his rib. It's like, oh no, did he like is it bad? Like he comes down hard. I mean, again, you don't really know what happens. Right? I'm not out on the field. Huh. Well, see if they can keep this drive going. He's not out on the field. He's probably we're going to have to look at him, obviously. Kittle again. Kittle with a good game. Look at him fighting for the extra yard or two. What's Kittle's stats? I feel like he's getting close to 100 yards. Yeah, 7 for 90. Deebo's got 5 for 102. It's been a Deebo and Kittle game with a little bit of McCaffrey. Starting Jones wasn't too bad, though, since my opponent started Hodges, and he has nothing. Yeah, that certainly helps. When their wide receiver or flex, wherever they're playing him, has nothing. Yeah, look at that. 0 catches for 0 yards on 1 target. Ugh. Classic I formation here. Look at Juszczyk with his paw on the ground. He's going to get the ball, the fullback, for the first down. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Man, you want to talk about a versatile player. Swiss Army knife. Juszczyk. He was created in the Shanahan laboratory. It's kind of crazy. Didn't he used to be on the Ravens, too? I will always just picture him as a 49er, but I'm pretty sure he started his career on the Ravens. He did. He played a few years with the Ravens, too. He's been in the league for a minute. What a player. I love him. McCaffrey. Look at that. Again, first guy is not bringing him down. That clock keeps on ticking. So it looks like the Niners are going to start 3-0. Who do they play next week? Cardinals. So they'll probably start 4-0. Oh, and then they got the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. That's going to be a good one. Classic matchup. They got McCaffrey back out there. Good cut. A few more yards. So it's looking likely that the 49ers will go into their game against the Cowboys undefeated. What are the Cowboys looking at? Could that be a matchup of undefeated teams? We're getting maybe a little ahead of ourselves. They've got the Cardinals, then the Patriots, then the 49ers. It's possible. That Patriots team, don't sleep on them. They've been right there for both of their games. Both their games came down to a 4th down that they just couldn't quite convert. The team is still good, though. Now they got Deebo back in the backfield. Deebo's back. That's good. Good catch by McCaffrey. Out in the slot. Only thing the Giants can do is hope for a fumble since they probably won't stop running. Yeah. I mean, especially now getting a fresh set of downs. 1st and 2nd down, you're probably running the ball. Maybe if it gets to be 3rd down, you throw. But we're going to be looking at a lot of runs here. You got to, start the lawnmower. That's what they teach you, right? Or just the peanut punch or start the lawnmower. Something. It's under 7 minutes now. I mean, they're in field goal range. McCaffrey, nice hole. That was closed up pretty quickly by the defense. How long till the last undefeated teams? What week do y'all predict? That's a good question. So the Niners and Cowboys, one of them will fall soon, right, if they stay undefeated. Buccaneers will probably lose to the Eagles this week. The Eagles, how long can they stay undefeated? They're 2-0. I feel good about them moving to 3-0. Then they've got the Commanders, who they should beat. Commanders did beat them last year, but, I mean, on paper, they should beat them. Then the Rams, who they should also probably beat. But again, I am maybe dangerously high on the Rams. Deep shot to Deebo, touchdown! Deebo Samuel having a game. Rumors of his demise were greatly exaggerated. Oh, that was a good throw by Purdy, too. Yeah, that's it. That's a wrap. 49ers, you have won the game. Look at that. 8 plays, 70 yards, 5 minutes. Purdy with a strike to Deebo to put it on ice. Deebo just beat him deep. Oh, look at that. He hit him on the turn. Man, if you can get Deebo Samuel, that was a good route. He sold the double move there. If you could get Deebo Samuel winning routes like that, it is a wrap. I mean, again, this offense isn't at full power either. They're without Ayuk. That's better from Purdy. Still not perfect, but he got crushed. He put it where only Deebo could get it. You can't ask for much else. That's a pretty good throw. That's a pretty good throw. Seems like Deebo is doing just fine. Yes, it is. That's good to see. One of the most exciting players in our league. You're going to say week 7 Cowboys. All right, well, let's see. What are the Cowboys looking at come week 7? I'm going to do some counting here. Week 7, okay. So are you saying that they will lose week 7 against the Rams or against the Eagles week 8? I feel like the Eagles is maybe slightly more probable, but I could see it against the Rams. Again, the Rams were going toe-to-toe with the 49ers for most of the game. That drop, was it Kyren Williams who dropped it? It was one of their running backs. That drop that, bounced off of the running back, and it was the Stafford interception. That was killer. Because the game was tied at halftime. The Rams played pretty well, and they killed the Seahawks the week before. I will be closely watching the Rams over these next few games just to see, are they for real? Are they actually pretty good? We'll see. But I don't hate that. The Cowboys. That Niners game is going to be tough, though. The Patriots isn't easy. Even, the Chargers. Obviously, they've been disappointing, but they can put up points. They've got a tough schedule. They have a pretty tough schedule. That's what happens when you finish first. Right? They didn't. They didn't finish first. Eagles more likely for sure. Honestly, just picked a random number. Hey, I respect the hustle. You know, the odds of teams lasting long into the season being undefeated are pretty low. I mean, we've only seen 2 undefeated regular seasons ever. 1 undefeated season ever. But, I mean, Dallas, man, they're off to a roaring start. They look like they can beat anyone. They really do. $30-12 now for the Niners. Looking like they're going to cover. Obviously, well, I'm not even allowed to bet on spreads in Georgia. Sports gambling isn't allowed here. But Prize Picks is daily fantasy, so that's why I'm allowed to do that. McCaffrey might get 20 carries again. Well, we'll see. There's less than 6 minutes left. But again, the workload has been crazy for him. 18 for 85 and a touchdown. Good game on the ground. Also another 5 catches. He'll be right there for Offensive Player of the Year. Him and Justin Jefferson. Tyreek Hill will be right there. But McCaffrey, man, he really is the best back in the league. I feel like that's not too hot of a take. They're showing Mark Bavaro highlights. Okay. Even when he's covered, he's open. Look at him go after the catch. That's an old school tight end right there, baby. New York football legend Mark Bavaro. Those Giants' old uniforms are pretty sweet, aren't they? They drop it? Yeah, no catch. Looking for Slayton again. Jones likes Slayton. He seems to go to him a lot. Wow, so Purdy's got 310 yards. His stats ended up looking pretty good. He could have played a little better. He wasn't perfect today. He was pretty shaky in the first quarter, but he ironed it out. He played better this week than last week. Quick throw for Jones. Slayton again, tackled right away. Now we got some more chippiness. Flag down. Here we go. The tension's boiling over a little bit. See what this is about. Voters probably won't want to vote for Jefferson again unless he does something incredible. Oh, you're absolutely right. Voter fatigue is a thing. As great of a start as he's gotten off to, it is going to be hard for him to top what he did last year. It really is. And he also had that crazy catch against the Bills, which I think helped his candidacy. If I had to put money on it, Jefferson would not be my pick to repeat. And I say that as a Vikings fan. You're absolutely right. Voter fatigue is kind of a thing. So it's a penalty on Dre Greenlaw. Unnecessary roughness. I guess he came in. He was being held up. The play was probably already blown dead, but I can see why he's upset about that. Kyle Shanahan's not liking it either. Look at that. 11 total penalties between these two teams. We have seen a lot of yellow today. Oh, there's something flying around on the screen. It looked like a flag for a sec. All right, he finds Slayton. Giants are just kind of playing for pride now, right? Just string something together. It's almost like an extension of practice. Just see what works. Oh, now Dre Greenlaw's down. Being helped up. That is the one thing, though. You get more experience keeping your guys out there. And I'm sure they want to be out there, right? These are competitors. They like playing football, but that's so frustrating seeing players get hurt in garbage time. Dre Greenlaw is a good football player, too. Great linebacker. Oh. That looked a little awkward. He's kind of jogging off. Well. A Daniel Jones garbage time big run would be nice. If he can get 35 yards here on the ground. Unlikely, but you never know. Uh-oh. Bosa back there in a hurry. There's Breida. Safety blanket. Man, they're just I don't know. And again, this is something I'm still trying to learn. I wonder what the blocking assignments were on that play, because Bosa's just running in there untouched. Who do I think will win Offensive Rookie of the Year? Bijan Robinson. Easy. Come on, man. He looks so good. He is a special player in an environment that allows him to succeed. When I talk about outside zone runs in my next video, right, I'm going to talk about how it's important to have a running back that has good vision, because the beauty with an outside zone run, with a zone blocking scheme, the offensive linemen aren't just attacking. They're not just going to hit the guy that's in front of them. It's all about attacking space. If you look at the way the defense lines up, you're going to want to find the gap where it's open. So on this play right here, you can't see the screen, but on this play in particular, on 3rd and 17, it's wide open in the middle. And obviously it's not going to be that wide open as it's picked by Hufanga. Off the bounce. Unfortunate. But you're attacking the space. Like, linemen will execute double blocks where pretty much like, say the guard in the center will be like, all right, two of us are going to block this one defensive tackle. After, like, let's just pretend I'm the guard. I'll say, okay, with the center, we're going to double team this guy. After I hit him, I'm going to climb up to the second level and try and block a linebacker. So with outside zone runs, right, a lot of it is improvised by the running back because you're where you're blocking is based off how the defense lines up. That's what makes it so great. You can run it against pretty much any type of defense. So if you're running back with good vision, you're watching these blocks play out in real time. And you pretty much have 4 reads you want to make. Are you going to bounce it all the way outside? Are you going to go like off the tackle, between the tackle and the guard, or up the middle? Or are you going to cut it back? The Falcons run a lot of those plays. And Bijan Robinson, I mean, you could even see it in college. Not only is he a great athlete, but he's just such a smart, mature back with great vision, great patience. So if you go watch a lot of his runs, right, he's watching those blocks play out. When the ball is snapped, Bijan doesn't know what hole he's going to hit. He's going to play off the blocks in front of him. That's why an outside zone running scheme is so effective, because you don't need every single block to work. You just need one of them to work and hope that your running back finds it. That's my really nerdy way of saying Bijan Robinson is insanely good, and he plays in an offense that maximizes his talent. And again, once he gets in the open field, it's over. You want to talk about a guy that you're not bringing down right away. I mean, look at some of his runs versus the Packers. He is electric. He is delivered on the hype already, and he's a good receiver too. He's special. Ted says, I think Dallas is a good pick to be last undefeated. I think there are 4 teams, Dallas, San Francisco, Miami, and Baltimore. I think Baltimore week 9. Weird, I know. No, I can get down with that because, one, I think Baltimore is just a really good team. Lamar Jackson played an incredible game on Sunday. And also, like, they seem to have a pretty, not easy start to their schedule, but, like, I remember when I did my predictions and I was like picking every game for one of the streams, like I found myself picking the Ravens a lot. And you look at the beginning part of their schedule. I mean, they got the Bengals out of the way. And then they got Colts, Browns, Steelers, Titans, Lions, Cardinals, Seahawks, Browns, like all very winnable games. I see the vision with that. Absolutely. Atlanta has too many weapons. It's not fair. I mean, hey, they're kind of trying to be like the 49ers where they just load up on skill position players. Drake London looks like a great receiver. Kyle Pitts, even though they haven't fully used him to his full potential, I think, he's there. He's a threat. Bijan, Algier, Cordero Patterson. They have a sick offensive line. And again, I swear I'm not being mean to Desmond Ridder, but it just feels like they gave the keys of a Ferrari to a toddler. He did not look that great against the Packers. He made a few plays when it counted, to be fair. He did make a few nice throws and a few nice runs when it mattered. But, oh, man, he could have had like 4 interceptions in that game. He's got to take care of the ball better. He won't get away with that every time. But who do they play week 9? I'm assuming you mean the Ravens. Let's take a look. They play the Seahawks. A winnable game. I can see the vision, them being undefeated going into that game. That's on November 5th. I could see it. I could totally see it. Caden says, please don't. I'm going to be honest, I don't know what you're referring to, but I apologize. It's okay. Caden is nice to me. He can be a little snarky sometimes, but that's my man. Second Cleveland meeting. Okay, so that would be at home November 12th. 1 o'clock game. I could see them and the Browns splitting. The Browns without Nick Chubb, though. Oh, that offense. That offense does not have as much juice without Nick Chubb. That's an injury that stinks. I love Nick Chubb. Not even just because he's a Georgia guy, but I don't know, just super humble, just a super cool guy, and real throwback running back. I mean, he's not wearing the gloves. He's running people over. That man gave everything for the Browns, and it just, you hate seeing him injure that same knee again. But I'm actually starting to get on board with like the Ravens being the last undefeated team remaining. Let me switch my screen here. We can take a look at their schedule because this game is all but over now. We'll keep hanging out here until the game is done. But look at this. So they got the road Bengals game out of the way. That's big, and they got to win. Home versus the Colts, on the road versus the Browns, then the Steelers, Titans, Lions, Cardinals, Seahawks. There's that Week 9 checkpoint. Their biggest tests are definitely going to be the Seahawks and the Lions. The Titans are frisky, and I think is that a game in London? So those are always weird. But it's very possible. I could totally see it. They will lose at some point, obviously, but I could legitimately see this team like going 12-5, 13-4. In my revised predictions, when I went back and I like submitted them to my friends right before the season, I think I had the Ravens as the 1 seed in the AFC. I could see it. I'm on board. Lamar is so good. He made some awesome throws on Sunday. I hope he finally gets his respect as a passer. Oh, run, Daniel! Is that even Daniel Jones? No, I don't think so. No, that's number 2. Is that Tyrod Taylor? No way. We have a Tyrod Taylor sighting. Let's go. Wow. All right. Second Cleveland meeting. I could see it. Nick Chubb was heartbreaking. Yeah, it was. Devastating injury. I feel so bad for him. I hope he can come back. There are some people saying his career might be over. I mean, we'll see about that. I'm sure he wants to come back. It is a devastating injury, though, to that same knee. Missed the throw. 4th down. AFC North is the strongest division, I think. I'd say Pittsburgh, too, is a big challenge. Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's on the road, too. These games are always close. They're always intense. I could see that. Pittsburgh might be, I won't say the biggest challenge. They might be just as big of a challenge as the Lions, though. But yeah, that AFC North division is a gauntlet. I mean, man, that's why if you're Cincinnati, you don't want to be 0-2. And I get they were 0-2 last year, but that's the one thing where it's like, man, Baltimore's got a 2-game lead on you now, and you play in a tough division, in a tough conference. It's not ideal. If the Bengals start 0-3, do they miss the playoffs? That's an interesting question. After that, they'd have the Titans, then the Cardinals, then the Seahawks, then the Niners and the Bills back-to-back. Back-to-back. They've also got the Ravens in there, the Jaguars, Steelers, Chiefs. I don't know. They need to take care of business. Primetime Monday night, Super Bowl rematch. If you're the Bengals, go take care of business. That's what you got to do. Oh, we haven't even hit the 2-minute warning yet. We're going to have another commercial break. Sam Darnold is in the game. Let's go. Shout out Sam Darnold. Shout out the Sam Darnold Army, baby. Hey, I always said I wanted to see Sam Darnold play for the 49ers. I guess this is my chance. No disrespect to Purdy. Purdy has earned the job over Darnold, too, at this point. Like, I was so worried about that elbow injury. I was like, maybe start Sam Darnold, see what he can do. Nah, Purdy's earned it. Purdy has earned it. Look at this. Okay, I like the little primetime watch list that they got going on. Sorry, we got another. Is it another Monday night doubleheader? At some point, we have one. But Sam Darnold back in the game. It's awesome. Love to see it. People don't really talk about, like, the Panthers went 4-2 with Sam Darnold as their quarterback last year. It's kind of crazy. He actually had, like, a decent year with them. Ted says, I don't know. I think the AFC West is falling apart. Same with the East. South isn't good. There could maybe be 3 AFC North teams represented in the playoffs. I don't know. It'll be crazy. I could see that. That was even like a decently common take coming into the year. Vikings fan who's going to be facing the Chargers on Sunday and knowing full well that they might beat us, but the Chargers have been very underwhelming so far, and I did not have them in the playoffs going into the year. The Raiders might be a little bad. The Broncos might be a little bad. The South is definitely not good. The Jaguars should win that division. The Titans will be frisky. Texans and Colts still have a ways to go. And the East, I mean, I don't know about the East. The East is still tough too, though. I think the AFC North and the AFC East are probably the two best divisions in football. The Bills had that statement win that I wanted to see from them against the Raiders, right? They took care of business. I'm not too worried about the Bills. They'll still be good. The Dolphins look awesome. The Patriots are probably one of the best 0-2 teams in the league. And then the Jets. I mean, the Jets will be frisky even without Rodgers. Less than a minute left. They can just kneel the clock out, right? I mean, Giants can't even stop the clock. They're still running the ball a little bit, padding the stats. We've all played Madden. Now it's going to go to victory formation, though. Big win for the Niners. They moved to 3-0. They take care of business at home in primetime against the New York Football Giants. Good win for Shanahan and company. And this Niners team, they keep on chugging. They just keep on winning ball games. They got the Cardinals next week. They might be looking at 4-0 going into an awesome matchup against the Dallas Cowboys. Well, I think that's all I've got for today. I don't know if you guys have anything else you want to add, but we're wrapping things up here. Another fun Thursday night watch party. Again, I'm going to try and pick one primetime game, probably either a Thursday or a Monday game, depending on my work schedule, how things play out. I love the idea for the pick'em. I might try and set something up with that. And I don't know. I've had a lot of fun. Thank you guys for tuning in, talking some ball with me. We've got some of the regulars back in here. We had a lot of fun tonight. Some good football on, and we've got some good football coming up. Saturday and Sunday is going to be awesome. I'm going to be ready for it. I'm excited. Until next time, glad to see everyone in here. Hope to see you all again soon. You guys all have a great night.